Hello, we have a show.
That's a riveting intro, Mover. I love it.
Yes, today is the show.
Everybody loves it.
Oh, look, it's Doug coming to you live from his bathroom. Hello, Douglas.
Live from the drain pipe.
And Wags, Eagle Dynamics senior producer. Welcome to our show.
Hey, everyone. Wags here from Eagle Dynamics.
It's been too long, man.
I know.
Just step up your game.
Thing
Why don't you sound like that, Gonky?
Well, yeah.
Oh, potato internet's already potatoing. That's awesome. This is going to be fun.
You're good, dude.
I got the thing. It says your connection's unstable. Move closer. I can't move any closer. I can't move any closer. We're going to be.
I've got faith, Mover.
Yeah. So, Wags, tell us, how is DCS World?
DCS World is good. Very busy. Very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of my life these days is all about the fulcrum. Yeah. So we recently did a big update to the Afghan map.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally the day after that, I basically buried myself into the MiG-29A fulcrum.
That's cool.
So actually, honestly, this is probably the funnest part of the job is actually, learning the aircraft, learning the systems, and then, starting to put together all of the instructions, of course, to videos and things like that. But it's, this portion of actually learning the aircraft that, can't believe I get paid for it sometimes.
So you actually, are you basically like testing the simulation out?
Yeah. So unlike some other aircraft, I am not the lead on this one. We have a couple other guys who are doing this, so I haven't really been too involved with it. So that's why I'm kind of learning this at a later stage as we're getting closer to release. Not too distant now.
Soon to you.
I would say soon. Yeah, soon.
Soon.
Definitely this year. Definitely this year.
soon.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Is that before or after Fat Amy? Because you teased Fat Amy in one of those videos. We looked at it.
Yeah,
Remember
that's
that,
definitely later. That's definitely later. Yeah, that and also the F-15C is the other big one we're working on right now too in terms of new aircraft. And then of course there's also the Pacific Theater World War II, and we're doing the Hellcat for that, as well as a ton of different ships, ground forces, and aircraft to kind of flesh out that summer 1944 over the Marianas.
Gonky, do you have any requests?
I have a question for Wags.
Shoot.
Forgive my DCS ignorance. I'm a fan, but I don't have.
Here we go. He's going to insult the sim.
No. So are you going through the MiG and just kind of making sure the systems and stuff work as advertised, like as they would in a real MiG-29A?
No. So the leads on that are taking care of all that. One thing I have to do, which I kind of enjoy for once, is learn the aircraft and do the instruction videos to bring other people up to speed. So that way, when it does launch, most of the customers that will also have the manual at the same time can use those too to kind of learn the aircraft. Different people learn different ways, some through text, some through videos. So we try to do our best. And also, of course, the interactive training missions at the same time.
Yeah. So, I mean, where I'm going with that is, when Mover and I get into DCS, we're trying different planes. Like we just try to get it airborne. Yeah. How do I select gun and start spraying and praying? So I guess my question for you, Wags, is can you, even in DCS, can you tell the difference in like the design philosophy between like flying the Hornet sim and DCS and the MiG-29? I mean,
huge. Well, just like the real aircraft, it's just a whole different mentality and design philosophy of the aircraft. Granted, say, Viper and the Hornet and the MiG are all, fourth, quote unquote, fourth gen aircraft.
Yeah. But,
in the MiG, particularly the 9-212A, the PVI, the pilot vehicle interface, it's dated to say the least, compared to something like a Hornet or a Viper, where, virtually everything's, with your fingers on the HOTAS. So it's a much more physical cockpit of getting around physically and flipping all the switches to do what you want it to do. And of course, visibility is a bit different as well. Just your general SA, the way the whole radar gives you SA as well. It's very different. There's no kind of HSD or anything like that. It's just a very, very different aircraft.
That's cool. I got some of that working with the MiG guys in Malaysia, but like I said,
they had upgraded Fulcrum, so right?
They did, but I'm just curious. Like I said, I've flown, everything that I've flown in DCS. It's just like, how do I get it flying? Choose the gun. I don't take the time like you do to go into it and actually work through.
You don't do that in real life, Gonky.
Dang it, mover! Not when we're live.
Wags, you had a MiG-29 in the game. Sorry, simulator.
Theme's fun.
I mean, I played it, right? So
I got myself in hot water last time when I said.
I know we got a lot of hate mail sent to me.
I got some hate mail too. Trust me.
We'll talk about that in the mental health minute.
Oh, I got some nasty grams on that.
So, but how did you take that as a starting point, or is this clean sheet?
It's clean sheet.
So
no, I'm sorry. So some of the flight model stuff we carried over and improving it to a degree, but all the art's completely different now. The systems, the engine modeling, particularly the avionics systems, it's just night and day. You'll see some similarities between, say, some of the different modes and such. Yeah. But for the most part, except for the flight model to a large degree, it's clean sheet.
Do I have to think in Russian?
No, and you'll have an English cockpit as well in HUD.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I don't speak metric. Have you talked to Jared Isaacman at all?
I have not.
Because he has one.
He does.
He has
I'd love to get in the back seat of one of those.
I don't know what model. It's a UB, right?
Yeah, that would be the UB.
Yeah, but he's got Garmin. I'm pretty sure
it's probably not the same avionics.
He has made some enhancements to that machine in order to make it suck less. So, and I see some comments, and I'm curious because I saw this in the video, and I don't understand what any of this means.
Okay.
Your last video talked about dynamic campaign.
Yep.
You explained this to us last time.
Okay.
Forgive me. I didn't remember. That seems like it's something good. I saw a bunch of tanks and little army men.
Yep.
What are we doing?
So I try to get this in a nutshell. So dynamic campaigns have actually been around for literally decades. And there's kind of two different general ways you can look at campaigns, actually three technically. But basically there's scripted campaigns we have in DCS right now, where everything's kind of laid out in the mission editor, kind of like a movie script, say, that you fly here, something will happen here.
Like triggers, everything's
based on
triggered
triggers.
by,
Exactly.
Okay, I got
right.
you.
So everything's kind of set. And then once you finish that mission, there's really no direct carryover to the next mission. So if you were to, say, overachieve and take out an extra platoon of tanks, there's really no incentive in the next mission because removing those tanks from the battlefield doesn't have any effect. Whereas with a dynamic campaign, what it is, first, in general terms, both sides will have strategic and tactical objectives. And then the AI will then essentially route ground forces and create a full ATO and create all the packages and all the taskings automatically. And then essentially what's going to happen is you'll have your ATO board, and you'll see your Hornet flights, your A-10 flights, what have you. Essentially just select that flight, and you're basically replacing an AI, and you're going to fly that mission instead. And that continues to go. Even after you complete that mission, the war continues and it has that continuity. And to me, that's probably one of the most attractive things about a dynamic campaign for me. It has been for many, many years, is that kind of cause and effect and that continuity that when you fly that mission, you fly the next mission, there's actually an impact that you made in the previous mission.
So it's like a season mode.
In a
like
way,
playing the season because you're game to game or simulation to simulation.
Yeah.
Career mode?
Career
mode.
No, I mean,
not really.
Yeah.
Are you talking about car racing games?
No, I'm just trying to think of a game that I've played that would have something like a dynamic campaign.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. But no movies like the old ATF Golden Longbow. We don't get the news reporter saying,
nah, we're not planning on that right now. But, you know, it's something you could probably still do, integrate a video in there. So, yeah, it could probably be done. Cutscenes, yeah. It'd be a little more difficult. I'm not sure you could do a direct video that you recorded outside. It'd probably have to be something using the game engine itself.
That's awesome. Well, cool, man. Well, I'm glad
so
GCS is still humming along.
Staying big. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep grinding.
Yeah. And then, so are you doing one at a time, or is it like Fat Amy kind of cooking in the background?
So different projects have different priorities. For the aircraft, one of the biggest priorities right now is getting the Hellcat out. Of course, we're still continuing to work on the F-16. You guys may have saw we just released the sniper pod, or the AN AAQ-33 for the Viper. And then after that, we'll continue working on different Viper items. A couple of things I'd like to see in there, and it's I don't have a time scale, but the PFLD would be nice to get in there at some point, and also the IDM. Of course, we have Link 16 in there, but it'd be nice to have IDM with the fighter-to-fighter as well.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's cool. It's funny how you do this stuff, and like everybody knows more about these aircraft than us now. Like they're like, hey, do you know the Viper did it? I'm like, no, I have no idea what that is. What now? What does the A and Hugh? What
And then in the comments, you were never a real F-16.
Right. Yeah, you were a maintenance officer that's making fun of it. Like, don't sully the maintenance name with my name. They don't want to be associated with me either.
Yeah.
But in terms of new aircraft, the big one right now again is the Fulcrum. That's our big priority. That's where most of our aircraft resources are focused on right now.
Okay. Well, cool.
That's awesome.
And, with the F-15, all that design has been fully completed. With the F-35, most of the design's been all wrapped up now. Now we're actually putting together all the art and things like that. And of course, it's not like we have just a couple guys that bounce around between projects. We have different projects working in parallel.
Did you say F-15?
Yeah, the Charlie.
There's an F-15 coming out too?
Yep.
Sam,
you're going to get your dream shot, Mover.
Oh my God. I can't wait to be a Zamboni driver.
You're going to get your dream shot.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
June is going to be a big month. Please tell me you're releasing it in June.
Wags, he won't even talk to us, dude. He'll get that light gray stink on him. He won't even talk to us anymore.
Is he a Rodan lover?
Yeah. It's going to be a very fun June when it finally comes out. Yeah. Only if you put the EX out there.
No, it's not going to happen.
See, that's what I need. Is it a Charlie with the new radar, or is it mech scanned?
It'll be a mech. It'll probably be the 70 or the 63.
Oh, see, I was telling Gonky this the other day.
Working man's radar.
Now we're in the realm of fantasy and simulation. One day I want to go out there and have 12 AMRAAMs and an ESA and just see what happens.
No, there's mods for that. It's kind of stuff if you want it.
I'll tell you what will happen, Mover.
Go on, please let me know, because
you will turn hot. You will quickly be out of AMRAAM, and then you will go home.
Oh, well, okay. Let me ask you this, Mover. What would you prefer? A highly detailed Charlie, say early 2000s to mid MISIP 2, or a rather made up EX?
EX.
Really?
I want to be made up, dude. I'm not a simulator guy. So for me, like I get it, dude. I get it. I understand. I've been around. Like, you guys took me from, 0 to I've got my own setup, and now, I'm even though I'm kind of in between still, but I understand. I understand the community. I understand kind of what the desires, and I agree. Like, if I go do something maybe helicopter related or racing related, you want it to be realistic, because that gives you that sense of accomplishment. Like, right, I did this, I want to do that. But if you're asking me as a fighter pilot what I want to do, because I know as a fighter pilot, nothing you do short of being a contractor for that aircraft in the vault with secrets, it's like you just can't. It's a limitation without going to jail. So to me, it's all made up no matter what.
Yep.
It's just different levels of made up. And so if you're asking me, hey, what would be more fun? Well, I want 12 AMRAMs and an EX, and I want to see everything all at the same time, because that's probably pretty close.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's funny because I've asked the same question of, other buddies who, have or flown pointing nose jets, and almost to the last of them to give you the same answer, because they've already been there, done that. They're more interested in something a little more relaxed, a little more fun.
Yeah.
And don't have to go through all the academics and school part of it. Yeah.
We're academic out, dude.
It's so funny because everybody's like, why don't you ever do cold starts? Because I didn't want to do cold starts in the real airplane.
Right. No, it's usually the Walter Mitty types, which, as you might imagine, is the vast majority of our customers that want the full hardcore stuff.
And I completely appreciate that.
Cool.
If I didn't already know it, I would be like, just the sense of accomplishment, right? Because you get that transference. You think, okay, if I could do this here, if World War 3/5 whatever breaks out and the aliens are attacking, I could hop in I could be Russell Case, sir.
Yeah.
Red Dawn, baby. I'm stealing the hind.
Yeah. But if you're talking, what do I want to do when I'm gunning Gonky?
Yeah.
I want
simulated,
just
of course.
Close enough. No, we just it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what form you put me in. I will gun you every single time, Gonky, just so you know. Hey, how come your mug is a different color than mine?
I don't have a mug.
No,
or
he's
your
talking about
thermos.
mine. I don't know.
Why?
These are samples.
So if I'm on 5 times, do I get a jacket like SNL?
Well, we're gonna take it out of Gonky's paycheck, so sure.
Okay, I want at least a mug next time.
You'll be an ace.
Are there jackets?
And there's no jackets. There's shirts.
Now Doug's gonna want a jacket.
I want a mug.
Come on, mover.
We're slowly running. Speaking of money, people have talked to us from the chat. Let's see what they've got to say before. So I moved my camera and now it's right in the way. Danny says, love you guys. I was curious if any of you have seen the Netflix documentary Air Force Elite Thunderbirds.
Oh, yeah.
Have you?
I started watching it. I started watching like the first 10 minutes. I got a little bored.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the Blue Angel one. Have you seen the Blue Angel one?
I did. I actually really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. Flight doc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. And then Kevin says, you gentlemen do good work. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. We try. Wicked Spider Black says, DCS after party later. Wags join in. Wags, do you go like troll servers, like anonymously?
I do. I wouldn't say troll, but I fly online every weekend under alias.
That's awesome. So somebody could be fighting you and not even know it.
All the time.
So if you do it anonymously, that means I can't ask you which servers, right?
No. I try to rotate them around too.
I like to stay on the contention server.
I love when Doug chimes in now, because it just sounds like somebody from their bathrooms like, hey, so what's hey, can I play DCS with you?
I take it I didn't fix my mic problem.
Yes.
It's better.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not the standard that we've grown to know and love.
Doug, go buy a mic. Use the company card.
Did you at least tell the audience why?
No, of course not.
All right.
It's better this way.
It's
Noted.
we never tell anything about anything. The why is Doug lives in a natural disaster area at this point, and they've lost their internet for 2 hours.
Louisiana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Skippy wants to know, did Wombat get you some sim time? I think we had some scheduling stuff for that.
We
right?
did. Unfortunately, we had a date, but it just took too long to get nailed down. And at the same time, particularly my wife had other plans, and we just couldn't wait any longer. And unfortunately, we weren't able to make it happen in the time we wanted to.
Date that can't get nailed down. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Thomas says, welcome, Wax.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Cameron says, Gonky and Mover, I'm going to flight school down in Pensacola. Question, though, Corpus or Milton for stroke fighter? The hell is that? It's a stroke fighter, Gonky.
I don't know. I imagine you're asking about primary. Should you
Strike
go
fighter?
Yeah. It really doesn't matter where you go for primary. What really matters is that you study hard, be a team player, all that stuff. But I didn't go to Corpus or Milton here in Whiting. I did the Air Force UPT. So I think either place you go to, man, it's gonna be a good time. So study hard, and I'm jealous. It's gonna be a great time.
Fair enough. Thomas now says, Gonky, you're gonna have to read these. I need to figure this out. For all you
gotcha.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Go ahead.
All right. For all you guys, would you fly a Hurricane Hunter, and what do you do with an engine failure while in the eye? Love you guys. Where's Luna? Mover, would you fly Hurricane Hunter? What would you do if you lost an engine in the eye of the storm?
Maintain aircraft control, analyze situation, take proper action, land as soon as conditions permit.
That's exactly what I'd probably just roll with the other three. So
I have the aircraft.
You have the aircraft.
So hey, Gonky, did you see that we're having a C-130 come out later this year?
I did not, but you know
did
what?
not know that.
I tell you what,
yeah, you did, dude.
Yeah. There
Thank
you
you,
go.
Mover.
Yeah,
that's not Mover. Mover didn't do that. That's your
Mover's actually taking the picture. He's my co-pilot.
All right, Captain.
Zing.
Captain.
Wags. I went. That's what I actually look like. Feel like when I'm in the Hercules.
Okay. Is it? So it's a J.
Yeah, I tell you what, Wags. I went in the sim.
Okay.
It's like full motion, kind of like an airliner, and it was really cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's got the HUD is amazing. The stuff is the tack, right? It wasn't the weather. We weren't doing a weather mission. We were doing a tactical mission, and it was a lot of fun. It was demo for a general, and it was cool. I enjoyed it.
Okay, so the Herc's be done by one of our third parties, a really talented team. But once it's out, I'll see about getting you a copy. You can play around with it.
I don't know how he's going to get a copy because he has no machine.
I will find somebody with a machine. Wags.
We'll figure it out.
For under threat of imminent. I can't say that. I can't say it. There's people watching. Blink twice if you
are in distress.
Gonky cannot. Let's just put it that way. He can't. He can't, and it's not his fault. Well, it is his fault. He made some life choices there. So listen, when they told me that the average sortie length was like 8 to 10 to 12 hours,
it's a long time.
That was a pass. Like,
that's hard.
If there's a hurricane over the base and we just take off and into it, or maybe a couple miles offshore, like a 1.0, 1.5. Sure. I'll do that. 8 to 12 hours and you're getting paid as a major? No.
I just don't feel like getting rocked around like in a transport category airplane for extended periods of time as well, man.
I take nothing away from the Hurricane Hunters.
No, I don't either.
Amazing.
Exactly.
They do good work, and they've had engine failures and shutdowns, and we know all the people. Sean Cross has been on the show. He's coming back. He's
yes.
I take nothing from them. However,
I don't have what it takes is what I'm trying to say.
We don't have the right stuff.
No.
The right stuff does not exist on this channel.
No.
But thank you, Thomas. Luna is, well, she's on a union break. I don't know where she is right now. Andy says, everyone knows the DCS is more real than reality and it's flat. Explain that, round earthers. Hey, didn't you say last time y'all were doing this thing where you were going to do the maps?
Yeah, the whole spherical Earth. So it'll basically be probably about 90% or maybe 85% of the entire Earth at a lower level detail. And then what we'll do is we'll actually have higher detail regions that people can buy. But what that would allow then is people to essentially go from one map, literally fly to another map in the same missions.
So like we could fly our 1V0 out of New Orleans, relive the good old days?
Yeah. It would probably be very low detail unless we do a New Orleans map there, but yeah.
So is Microsoft Flight Sim. I mean,
yes, same thing. Yeah,
the zombie trees it's procedurally generated, right? So it's the zombie trees.
Some of it would be.
You don't have.
Yeah, we don't have quite the resources, say, as Microsoft does, particularly for the streaming elements of it. So we have to be a little more creative in how we do this.
Yeah. Good. That'll be awesome. soon.
Yeah, TM soon.
TM soon. John says, any plans for an OV10?
Not us. I know almost positive there's a mod out there, actually a pretty good one from what I saw. And, like any really good mod, if the team reaches out to us and we do an evaluation, it's also possible for them then to make it an official DCS aircraft. But yeah, I'm like 99% sure there's a pretty good OV10 mod out there for DCS you could download for free.
And confirm. Excellent mod.
There you go.
Who said that?
I thought it was Doug.
There's a
Like,
guy.
it's like the
There's
voice
somebody
of
in your return
Somebody
back.
in my bathroom yelling at me.
There's an echo.
Who's the bathroom guy? All right, Alex, Aviation and Adventures.
Hey,
what's
Alex.
the best starting point for DCS? I am 9.
He's a cool kid. He loves fighter jets.
is a cool kid.
flags.
So I would start with just the free stuff and make sure your computer does what it needs to do to run DCS well. So, download the free DCS product. There's a couple of aircraft in there, a training P-51 and a Russian attack aircraft called an SU-25. And there's also some free mods out there as well you could download for free. And try it out first and make sure everything runs fine. Don't invest any money until you're sure it's a product that's going to run well on your computer and you're going to enjoy it. And there's also free trials. You can, most of the aircraft and even maps now, you can do a 2-week trial period. So try it. If you like it, buy it.
Yeah, and make sure if it doesn't work, you give your dad the look.
Yeah.
We need to upgrade this, Pop.
His birthday's coming up, I think.
Oh,
He'll be got 10. A birthday coming up. So,
all right. Yeah.
Or he just turned 9. He either just turned 9 or is about to turn 10. That's probably PII. Sorry, Alec. We're doxing you on here.
Mover has not done his annual training for PII yet, so here at the
company. Hey, I'm going to have to go sit in HR tomorrow, Gonky.
We'll get you scheduled.
Doug will be right next to me because... Oh, that's great.
Dude.
AA Ron says, sounds like my online clinical psychologist is broadcasting from my VR.
Literally nothing in that comment is true.
Who is this angry guy yelling at us from his bathroom? God.
Gosh, that combined with my tinnitus, man, it's like a voice in my head.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Thomas says for Luna's union break.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, Thomas.
Yeah. And then Larry, any chance of some C-130, C-17 Rapid Dragon?
So with the C-130, they're going to include the Moab. You can check out the back. Awesome. As far as I know, they're not currently planning on Rapid Dragon because that's what also then involve obviously new weapons as well.
Yeah.
For the C-17, we actually are working on a brand new, beautiful AI model, but right now we have no current plans, at least for us, to make a player flyable C-17.
Is there a KC-46 mod, and can you fly within 10 feet of it without ripping off the paint? A la the real aircraft.
Negative.
That's too bad, because then that would be super realistic.
Yeah, I think at some point we'll do the 46, but right now we just have the 135.
Rip the boom off with the Raptor. You do have a Raptor mod, right? Not a
There's
Raptor
a mod out there.
Yep.
Yep.
Raptor mod. All right, Gonky, let's talk about some topics. What do you think?
Sure.
The first one is yours.
Tommy Gator Boggs. So this is, there's all kinds of stuff we can talk about that's not so good, but I thought we would talk about something cool. So this kid is local, right? It's Pensacola. He's from Pensacola, 12 years old. What happened?
What you mean what happened? Oh, you got a video? Hold on.
Yeah. Hold on. Doug, here we go. I'll just play it. There it is. All right. Yeah. So Tommy Gator Boggs, he's a local Pensacola kid. He's 12. He's born with autism and loves aviation. He had some buddies, I guess, get in a fight, and he went to help them and ended up with a traumatic brain injury. So the people over the leadership over at the 479th Student Squadron over here at Pensacola had him come in, and this is just the videos running like this is his dad. I think his dad's a major too, but they had him come out for like be a pilot for a day kind of thing, which is super cool. we used to do similar stuff in the Navy. So he got the call sign Gator, right? Because he lives here in Florida. And man, they painted his name on an airplane and stuff. So, gave him the first class royal treatment. And for a 12-year-old kid, who's gone through some stuff, because I guess it was 3 years ago since he got in that fight. And I guess he still suffers, from the after effects of that. So it's pretty cool here locally, because I live here in the Panhandle, that the military is able to reach out and do cool stuff for kids. And they gave him his, helmet bag with his call sign on it. He's got a jacket. It's funny here. So the captain here is like, hey, what's your favorite plane? He's an Air Force guy. And Gator goes Hornet, F-35, and A-10. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So the kid's
depends on what F-35 he likes.
Yes, yeah. It's got a real future, but
well, I mean, is it ABMs? What was those wings weren't radiators?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, they were wings, weren't they?
Not the flying kind.
Well, he wants to be a pilot.
No, I mean, I think the unit was not.
Oh, the 479th.
Yeah. What's the
Wizzos, right? In Pensacola. Isn't that where they train the Wizzos, Air Force Wizzos? Right?
Combat Systems Officers, what they call themselves now.
Oh, okay.
Right. I knew something was amiss.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Thought it was a feel good story. And I mean, Mover, I wanted to ask, man, when you were in the Makos or wherever, did you guys ever do stuff like this? Like for kids that come on?
No, we hate kids. Anti.
They break stuff.
No kids, no nothing.
Yeah.
No, actually, not to my knowledge. We did have the Miami Dolphins cheerleaders, though.
Oh, it's kind of like having kids out there. Yeah.
I mean, at the time it was much more exciting, but go on.
Now, when I was a RAG IP, we would have them come out, and there was I guess every year they would pick a couple people to kind of honcho it. And one year I got to do it. It's cool. We had,
you got to do it as
as a
side?
chaperone,
Okay. So basically. You weren't like,
I wasn't
not here, but do to make a wish is what.
No, but it was kind of funny. Like because we give them as much of the royal treatment as we could too. We take them over the sim. That was always the highlight. And almost always, man, like they're like usually is the dad, but almost always the parents were like just as excited, because they were locals and they got to come on the base and see some pretty interesting stuff, sit in an airplane, flip switches. There was one kid we brought on, he had extreme autism, and we had him in the sim, and like like Wags, you'll appreciate this, like the emergency cutoff for the sim is like behind and beneath the seat, like hidden.
Okay.
And I literally turned my head for like a second, and he hit that sucker, like shut everything down. I'm like, what just happened? The sim lady came in, it literally shut the power off to the whole.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was cool. We fired it back up and just fed that kid missiles. He was like Mover with his ESA 12 AMRAM, just shooting everything. But it's really cool to do something nice that as the military you can kind of give back to at least to your local community there. So my hat's off to Tommy Gator Boggs, man. That's really awesome, man. You were able to go over there and experience that, and the men and women of the 479th. That's awesome.
So Gonky, if you have any contacts, I'd be more than happy to set them up with some DCS stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, dude, if they reach out, man, if they,
Absolutely.
His dad or whatever happens to see this, man, I'll
be more than happy to send some aircraft and maps
awesome.
and fun stuff to play around with.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks, Wags. That's really cool. Sorry for my jokes because I'm inappropriate or something. I don't know. just trying to liven it up, whatever.
Yeah.
Thomas would like to know, Wags, any UFO content, or do we wombat for this?
That's definitely a wombat topic. I got a call from my former employer, told me not to go into that anymore.
Walmart called you up and said, hey.
Yeah, Walmart. That's it.
A long time ago. Oh, God. I know you guys covered this, but a leaked CCTV video of the accidental F-15 ejection came out. Yep, we're going to talk about that. Thanks, Subi.
There's another. There's a clearer version, right?
It's on the list.
Is
it?
The
one without the music. Did you get that one?
It's on there.
without the
labeled
music,
labeled as such, sir.
widescreen, no music. Perfect. We're going to talk about that. Joe, who's Airwolf. Speaking of which, Wags.
Yeah.
Where is Airwolf? Previously mentioned comment about what would you rather? I would rather Airwolf. I don't want any realism. I just want a supersonic helicopter that can kill everything with Hellfires.
In a fortnight.
in a fortnight. Ah, geez. I don't speak Spanish. I know there's a Rhino mod for the Hornet.
Yep.
How about AISA? Thanks for all you do.
So I think even the video I did earlier, we definitely do want to do a Rhino at some point. But when we do, it's going to be a very early lot, still based on the APG-73. So at this point, we have really no plans to do a Rhino with AISA.
Okay. Awesome. It's my one dream, Wags, is having an AISA radar, and you keep taking this from me.
Sorry, man.
Every time
Gonky keeps telling me to.
It's cool, but dude, the working man's radar is so much more.
Dude, I'm so tired of it. Like bump, slam, roll. Oh, you can't see anything.
But Wags, in real life, this is how it works with the AISA. You get out there, and when you need it most, it just goes blank. And you know how the only thing you can do is at least with the old radar, you're like, oh man, at least I got the B sweep. Let's cal this. I mean, like there's just, it doesn't just die completely. You know, you can give it the old.
Well, it's weird too, and it's kind of counterintuitive. There's just a massive amount more of information and videos and things like that on the F-35 AISA than the Rhino AISA, or actually even the F-16 AISA for that matter.
Yeah,
that's because the F-16 AISA is like they got it from Home Depot and put some parts together. Like they went to Radio Shack and created something because it's not.
No,
it's not meant for it, but it's good to have. And
but that's the thing. I don't even think I've even seen the display it, even the PVI for it at all.
It's called God mode. You just see everything.
Nice. It's nice.
I wish I could know, but I can't.
Yeah. We'll make do.
Logan says, got to figure out your schedule. What do you mean our schedule? It's always Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I usually listen after the fact of my drives to and from work. As a Patriot guy who nerds out on planes, hello. Thank you all for doing this every week. Cheers.
Thanks, Logan. It's awesome.
Alex says, thank you, sirs. I told Dad I want a DCS and a computer for Christmas, and I'll be 10 next Monday.
Nice.
It wasn't PII.
There you go.
Be that dude's wingman anytime.
Awesome,
cool.
Alec. Good.
Gator and Alec.
Yeah. And if either of them live in Phoenix, I'll be more than happy to set them up with some free joysticks and throttles I have laying around.
There you go. Perfect.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Thomas asks, can you be a pilot with autism, or more relevant to me if you're ADHD meds? No.
Company.
You have to. So, I mean, this is always a constant moving target on the meds thing, but you have to be like off of them for a certain amount of time, like just about everything else. So
can you get a private pilot mover?
Yeah, you could do basic med.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah, you could do basic med. Probably, I don't know about the FAA side. Please seek adequate counsel. Not the show. We're not
definitely not doctors.
That's not us. We're not doctors. No. We're not experts. No. We're just live here.
Yeah.
Larry says, actually, it'd be cool to have some very rare, unexpected TikTok mods occur in a mission and see how to play it. Oh, the Tic Tac. See how players deal with unexpected. That's Gonky every time he flies. He is the Tic Tac.
Yeah, surprise.
Thomas would like to know, can you play a song for Luna, Wags? She's the guitars. You should have been here when we had the Dust Gringos on. Y'all could have played a set together.
Oh, that would have been fun. Wow, that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe another time.
Subi wants
something.
Yeah. Subi wants to know, have you ever considered making DCS playable on Mac?
Yeah, and actually, one of the big reasons we're moving towards Vulkan is to allow us to be multi-platform capable, not just Windows PC.
Gonky, you can do it on your MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
Your wife will never know. Go hide in the bathroom with Doug.
That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, you got to do what you got to do. I've
I
got an
hear-
extra stick you can use, so to speak.
I can hear my wife knock on the door. What are you doing in there?
Not now.
I'm about to merge. Leave me alone, woman.
I'm finally offensive. Not again. Reversal. All right, Douglas.
Sure.
So this is kind of oldish news, but last week Donald Trump met with Vladimir Putin in Joint Base Elmendorf, right?
Yes.
And they did probably the best time flyover I've ever seen.
Oh, amazing.
And we will watch this now for your thoughts, Gonky and Wag, since I already did a video on it. But I was also told that I'm anti-American for liking this. So here we go. Uh-oh, we're PowerPoint mode. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Can hear it now, Mover. All the OFP guys. Whoa, 1-3 wasn't tight enough on 1 and 2.
I don't know. We're in PowerPoint mode, so it's hard to really. There we go. Yeah. Do you think the timing was supposed to be when they were on stage and they're a little early?
No, I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there was a window, right, from when they met to whenever they get to the stage before they start.
And then you
talking.
got the Raptors right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much surrounded by stealth.
You say that, and the OFPs did say, "Does no one know how to fly fingertip
Dude,
anymore?"
I know. It's every time you could, dude. If they would have swap paint, some clown would be like, they weren't close enough. Dude.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I always put myself in the aviator shoes. Can you imagine doing a flyover of the leaders of Russia and the U.S. and trying to nail the TOT? That's a moving TOT because it's actually a presidential thing. So no one knows the TOT, and they're just like, go now, just go now. Ah, perfect.
Well, dude, if you're an F-35 guy, you're just flying for him.
I'm talking about the B-2.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, let the crew thing handle it. You know?
Yeah, they've got computers that can see into the future. It's fine. Wags, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think, Wags?
Well, to me, there's two ways you can look at it. Is, why they did it. I think ostensibly it was more about, power in America. But it was interesting listening to a lot of the reports actually in Russia that they saw it actually more as a nod of respect to Putin.
Yeah, I think that's sugarcoating it because, I mean, people can't separate politics. But if you look at this from a diplomatic / historical situation, Trump likes to negotiate from what he believes is a position of strength.
Sure. And
he has made it very clear that he believes that the B-2 and the B-21s are peace through strength. He did that with the Iranian. I mean, he brought the B-2 pilots to the White House. That is not pro-Trump, that is just a fact. He made a big thing about the B-2. Like they brought out General Kane and explained every step of that, which I believe was a show of force by itself. And once that happened, now the symbolism of, like you talked about, Wags, we just took the untouchable nuclear program with the penetrator bomb that we had basically designed just for this one thing with the B-2 untouched, and you just flew this over. I agree with you. I mean, there's some symbolism there. I mean,
it was just interesting to me. I think it was lost on the person it was meant to.
Well, I mean, guy's a former KGB operative. I don't know that anything's going to impress.
No, we're talking about the Russian public in general.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Gonky. I mean, what do you think about the Russian public? I don't think every time we talk about stuff like that, we have to separate the governments from the citizens, because a lot of times the citizens are just like you and me. You know, they don't want any kind of.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've worked with many Russian citizens, great people. And I completely separate them from the Russian government.
Yeah, I mean, Wags, you bring up a good point. I mean, I didn't, watching that whole thing. Yeah, it's, American strength, right? Clearly. But at the same time, I mean, I would agree. It is a nod of respect, because we acknowledge, I mean,
it could be both.
Pick a country that has no military, probably not going to get a B-2 F-35 flight, right? I mean, so it's like, the superpower salute, I would almost expect something like that if, our president visited, Putin and on his home turf.
Tu-95s, just
something like that. And it's not uncommon for some sort of military type parade or acknowledgement, when we're having high, leaders meet. I mean, we saw, right, when Trump went to the Middle East, right, they gave him a 15 escort, which, you can read all you want. That's in my mind, that's also a sign of respect. And we have the video. I don't know if Doug will play it, but Putin got an F-35 escort out of Alaska. Yeah. Which I thought was here it is, which I thought was pretty cool. So you can see that's his presidential airplane, and we've got F-35s escorting him out of U.S. airspace. And I don't know, Mover, you would know more than me, because you did more of the air defense stuff, but there's probably no flankers around until you get clear of U.S. airspace, right? Then probably the F-35s peel off and the Russian escort takes over.
Makes sense.
Was this the escort going into country or going out?
I think this is out. I think.
Okay.
I think,
because I thought they were met and escorted in.
It may be, but he may have got an escort both, inbound and outbound.
Oh, on its way back to Russia. So after,
yeah. But I mean, is that a thing, right? I mean, because usually presidential aircraft is escorted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they had. I mean, dude, this is not. We're not at war with Russia. I mean, this is a diplomatic situation.
Oh yeah.
So there's going to be some ceremony, some pomp and circumstance. There's going to be all that stuff, because they were invited to. He was invited to Russia, or sorry, he was invited from. He invited Russia to Alaska for talks, and then Zelensky was in D.C. today with a bunch of European leaders. I think every reasonable person wants peace. Nobody is sitting here going, we want, except for, I know there's certain groups that want perpetual war, but peace is whatever means necessary at this point. We need to get something going, because nobody suffers but the people on the ground.
Yep.
The people that are dying every day on both sides.
Yeah. I think it's cool, man. Like you said, Mover, from an aviator perspective, I mean, that would be a high, if I was the one responsible for the timing, oh man, I'd be sweating.
Well, you think they had a ground fact? They had a skid out there that's like, all right, come on in.
Yeah. And I from what I read, and Wags, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but like both presidential airplanes landed pretty close.
Almost the same time. Yeah, right? You came down the stairs almost at the same time.
Right. So, I mean, if you're planning a flyover, you're like, okay, how long is it going to take him to taxi?
Oh, yeah.
Like, get the air stair there. Okay, how long is it going to, like, there's a
lot.
I'm
sure they had someone on the ground timing it.
With a B-2, which is not, I mean, a 4-ship is hard to maneuver. A 5-ship with a B-2 leading it is a gaggle.
True.
Right. So we caught the tail end of it. And what I imagine probably happened is those guys were probably hanging relatively close to the field to make a moving target as far as a TOT, because there's just too many variables. When is the president going to come down the stairs? Because I think, right, they literally like walked out and met one another like not too long after getting out of their respective airplanes. So you're right, from an aviator standpoint, it's like, dude,
And from an aviation enthusiast standpoint, it looked cool.
It did look cool. Yeah.
I mean,
it did look cool. Yeah. It was cool.
Everybody wants to be mad.
Internet
Joe says,
set
oh,
up.
Joe does say that. Speaking of the Rhino, please make it the E. We don't need the extra flare. Thag says, an actual question for WAG. Several years ago, someone made a Wright Flyer mod. Are there any earlier flight mods?
Earlier flight mods than the Wright Flyer?
Well, any other, like, hey, stop with camel.
Oh, sorry, any other. I'm sorry, I read wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a large mod community out there. So there's actually a sub forum on our forums that just has mods.
But no werewolf.
No werewolf yet. It'll be another fortnight. But yeah, there's a ton of mods out there. Some very, very good. And actually in the past, again, some of these like really exceptional mods then later got turned into official DCS aircraft.
Wags, by chance, did you see Mover's attempted flight with his model Airwolf?
I did.
The one that's behind him.
Yeah, hit the pole.
Okay, this is why he wants one in DCS. Like,
I need to
you
practice.
crash it, you just restart that sucker. There's no emotion.
There's a Airwolf in Microsoft Flight Sim. There should be an Airwolf with weapons in Digital Combat Simulator. It says it right in the name, Digital Combat Simulator, and Airwolf does actual combat. So
you should start your own little third-party development company for DCS.
What am I going to get Grok to do it? I don't know how to program.
Not Gonky.
Oh, I'm sure people come out of the woodwork after listening to this.
I've been asking the woodwork every episode. We talk about DCS. Where is Airwolf? And no one ever comes out with Airwolf. So they don't like me. Probably because Gonky called it a game.
I have not said that word yet today.
It's a flight simulation game.
Correct.
Yep.
Oh, God. I just say it's a flight
I
simulator.
know.
Tom says the biggest flex is they made sure to cover up the engines and sensors of a 30-year-old jet so the tech isn't leaked.
Oh, for the F-22s sitting there?
Yeah.
But they're all, man, I mean, engine plugs, even any military jet sitting there, they're going to have the engine plugs in, man. You just don't fly your motor.
Yes. I mean, it's an active jet. We're not going to give away our secrets.
Right.
Oz Dead Meat says, Wags, in all your videos, they're really detailed soldier models. Are these models planned for release as part of a new version of Combined Arms?
No, not as Combined Arms. It'll be a part of the DCS Core program. And the reason it's taking so long is, one reason, all different skeleton technology and very, very highly detailed. But, U.S. forces, Russian forces, insurgent forces, U.S. Marines, Imperial Japanese. So there's just a ton of different infantry units are all working on at the same time. So it's coming along pretty quickly now. But it's the reason why this is taking a bit longer than we expected. But they are coming. They won't have to be part of Combined Arms. So
if I wanted to play Combined Arms on my laptop, could I get like a controller and just drive a tank around and blow stuff up?
Yeah. Yeah. Or you could even more fun is, jump online and be a JTAC for somebody. You'll have the binos. You could put smoke out. You could laser designate. You could put an IR pointer out there if you want.
With a controller, though.
Yeah, you could do that.
A little.
Yeah, just use like your Xbox controller. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
or if you want to drive a tank, obviously it's, like driving the tank. It's not an in-depth simulation of a, operating like an Abrams. It's more like War Thunder type level.
But you can shoot the cannon and machine guns and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Told you, we just want to shoot stuff, man.
Thanks.
How do I get this thing rolling and start shooting?
Yeah, I don't need a checklist and all that stuff. That's for nerds.
Yeah,
sorry.
Or you could operate SAM sites or AAA units and things like that.
I'll shoot Gonky down with my man pad.
There you go.
Thomas says, should have been Vipers mover if available. They got rid of the Vipers up there. Ilson's, that's Fat Amy now.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Dan says, off topic, but watching the show with my newborn son sitting under CF 101B Voodoo. Cheers, gents. That's awesome.
Dan,
Dan.
I got your email. I was sick all last week, dude. So I'm gonna drop them off in the mail tomorrow. I hope.
What are you mailing him?
Educational things for his newborn.
You signed book.
Yeah. Never too early to teach him how to read. So
Thomas says Tomcats. Yes,
nice.
Tomcats. Brian says Russian citizens are going to hear what Putin wants them to think about, nothing more.
Okay.
Yeah. Tom says breaking news: cargo ship explodes near Key Bridge in Baltimore. I looked that up, and it was Coast Guard responded to an explosion on board a cargo ship hauling coal in Baltimore's harbor near Key Bridge collapse site.
Hopefully,
751-foot bulk carrier with 23 people on board. Vessel has remained afloat. Fire has been contained. No injuries reported. So
that's good.
Yeah, the BC area though. Even after the bridge thing.
Yeah.
ST says, is Wombat still going to be the voice of the LSO? Wouldn't he?
He is. Yep, we got all the files
LSO?
recorded. It's just taking forever. Unfortunately, the guy who's working on that is currently working on the briefing room for the carrier right now. So once he's done with that, then we can get him to finally put Wombat's voice in there.
Briefing room.
Yep.
Do you need somebody who says dude a lot? Because Gonky's available.
Yeah. I tag
Cat shot brain.
Too.
You can have the cat shot brain guy. I'll have the spicy cheese.
It's that or age, Wags. I'm getting old, man.
We all
too many hits.
Yeah. Gonky also has a traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
From the cat shots. Gonky, how is your knee doing? Speaking of your health, asks Kruger.
Yeah, it's better. So I've seen 4 different docs. They all tell me the same thing. Too young to do anything more than just try to nurse it till I get older. So it's been getting better very slowly. I've been taking a little bit of Celebrex, but I've kind of got off that for a while now. So I still can't run, but 50% effort or less, I feel pretty normal. So
running's overrated.
It is 100%. 100%. I always, for Wags, yeah. Well, I always like I said, I met with like 4 different docs, and I told them, I was like, yeah, I can't run. Like, not that I want to, but that's just, if I'm able to run again, I'll consider my knee good to go. Like, and I'm talking about like maybe a block.
How old are you, Gonky?
I'll be 47 shortly.
Okay.
That's right.
But the inside, I'm more like 80. So
I hear you. Trust me, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Lance would like to know, any chance we'll see an F-111 or an F-16 XL? I'd imagine the F-111 is more likely than an XL.
Yeah, F-111 I would definitely see in the future DCS. The XL, I would not hold your breath.
I mean,
unless it's like Flaming Cliffs level type aircraft.
People want the YF-23 because
same thing. Actually, there's a mod for that out now as well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like the most fanboy airplane you can find because everybody's got an opinion.
They do,
even though none of them were involved with the selection process. They watched a documentary and they're like, well, that's the one.
Well,
why didn't we get that one?
Well, a lot of people don't know the context of what was going on with Northrop at the time too.
It is fun though. I listened to the extended interviews of the test pilots that flew and stuff, and it is fun to listen to. I mean, I'm sure it's a fantastic airplane, but like you said, Wags, I mean,
it was the company I think that lost the bid, not the aircraft.
Yeah, you can say that about the Tomcat too, allegedly.
Yeah.
See. Jennifer says, "Mom, you've got mom brain, Gonky."
Well, something's going on, man. So maybe dad brain.
It's not a tumor.
Not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
It's dad brain. It's cat shot brain, or it's just I'm getting old.
All right, we got to get to the topics because I got people mad at me because we haven't talked about Wrigley Field yet. But first, an incentive rider in Massachusetts finishing the sortie allegedly decided, I'm out.
Is that it?
That is not it, Douglas.
That is not it, Doug.
That's not it.
It's definitely not it.
Widescreen, no music.
our man in the bathroom is having some problems. Douglas, are you still there?
Here it comes. He's feverishly working, dude. Come on.
Is he even there?
It's hard to balance the laptop on your legs when you're, when you're sitting on the toilet.
My laptop and internet are failing me. I'm pedaling as fast as I can here.
There it is.
A second. Okay. I should have it now.
Well, I honestly, Doug, here
it comes.
Gonky, you run it because I think his internet's not going to be fast enough.
All right, Doug, make it large, so to speak, sir. I
don't think his internet's fast enough to run videos.
All right, hold on.
What does it look like?
It looks like it's in PowerPoint mode.
Yeah, we're kind of hosed.
Hold on. Wags, this is shocking, isn't it? I have Gonky to the rescue perfect. All right, hold on.
Times have changed.
I know, right? Has it been that long?
Well, we'll see. We'll see if that works.
Let's see. Share. Where to go? Here it is. Aha! Ha!
There you go.
All right. Here we go. Here's the new no music wide angle. Boom.
Oh, so it's after he landed.
Yeah, this was after landing.
For some reason I thought it was
Look at that buttery smooth video performance, Gonky. And you know what? Kudos to Afe.
Yeah.
You know why? Back it up like 2 frames when she's in the.
Here's the start.
I'll tell you when to stop.
Oh, geez. I don't. How do you
stop it? Nope, not yet. Right there. Stop.
Oh, dude.
She is in a good PLF position because her harness is fit properly. They cinched that thing down to put her in a seated position so that she PLF'd without even trying. Now,
that's
granted.
valid.
Yeah, I'm serious. Look, if you see, because a lot of people, they do it too loose, so they're straight vertical. When you're in a harness, you want to be in a seated position.
It's true.
So whoever fitted her for that harness did an outstanding job. Kudos to Afe. They probably prevented more injuries because my theory, speculation, is that the person was not prepared for the ejection. And if you're not prepared for the ejection, you're going to have spinal injuries. You're going to have neck injuries because that is an explosion going off under your butt. I mean,
would you like to grade the PLF?
I mean,
here we go.
As long as it's not the standard DCS PLF where it's like feet, head, ass, you're probably fine.
Which is very realistic, I think.
Wags. Yeah, that's exactly what every time and in DCS, that's what it looks like.
Now, Mover, you asked me, and Wags, maybe you can see it too, but the seat man separation. Mover, did you ever figure this out?
There is. Yeah.
It's right away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very fast.
It's immediate.
As it should be. I mean, there it is. I mean, so there's a seat going.
Yeah.
There's a seat right there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't separate.
It's like a little drow chute on it, looks like.
That's right. That's what I thought it was. I thought maybe that's a seat pan. I'm not. What kind of seat does the D model?
Aces.
I thought it was Aces too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you asked,
separate.
Well, I mean, but like you said,
do we have the other video?
She's not sitting in a seat. I don't think so.
The
yeah,
first
we do.
video?
It's grainier.
No, the one from the very first one that I reacted to.
I don't know, dude.
The other thing people ask is why does it go left? And that's because of they go opposite directions. So they sequence away from each other so they don't run into each other.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So
do you have that one?
Let me see, sir. Here's the only other one I have.
Do most aircraft do that, Mover?
2-seat, yeah. They sequence away from each other.
Okay.
And it's some small angle. I mean, it's not
so even Vipers and Hornets as well.
I think so. Gonky, don't they do it? I mean, it's just
no. Gosh, Wags put me on the spot. Now the sequencer is time, like one before the other.
No, it's not the right video, Doug.
Yeah, I don't have it, dude.
I might have it. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. So did you ever give an incentive ride in the 2-seat Hornet?
Yes.
You did. To like a non-aviator?
Yep. Maintenance guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've given quite a few rides, and it's not the first time this has happened, unfortunately. So, and it probably won't be the last time it happens. So, I think one thing I was always adamant about, and really, if you're not an aviation type, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could throw Wags in the back of the Hornet, he would know what not to touch, right? But somebody who's not interested at all in aviation, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mover, but I mean, it was a recruiting officer, right? They were doing incentive ride.
Officer recruiter.
Officer recruiter incentive ride. So I think female too, right? Is
Allegedly.
So anyways, her. So, if I was the pilot, and I put her in the back seat, it's always like, hey, listen, this is what you can hold on to. Here's the grab handles. And you always point, this will get rid of the canopy. This will, the handle between your legs will take you on a parachute ride. So I was always very adamant about what to do with your hands. That everybody kind of knows about the Tomcat story, right? They took the SWO for a ride. The guy in the F4. Wags, you ever seen the picture of the convertible Tomcat flying?
Oh yeah, but the ejection handles with Tomcat are up here, right?
A model. This is a newer D. Okay. So
got it.
So in that, the guy did they were doing like a G warm, and then he rolled it airplane on its back and did a quick negative G to make sure.
So you tried to grab it from
right.
Yeah.
That's
what happened. That's happened with the Rafale ejection too, wasn't it?
Yeah, unloaded. He unloaded and he grabbed the handle on takeoff.
Yeah, which so you get the unload, they're upside down, he just kind of reaches down to secure himself and pulls the handle and ejects himself. So the good thing though, and I'm not smart on the F-15D, I imagine it's similar to the Hornet because it's all McDonnell Douglas flavor, but there's you can set the sequencer, right? So whether you're solo or if you have a trained aviator in the back, you can set it to aft initiate, which means if somebody in the back pulls the handle, you both go, right? And then you can set it to basically, I forget what it's called, but basically like
command,
aft,
solo, and both.
Aft self or something like that. Yeah. You can set it to where exactly like they had it set up here to where if the person in the back pulls the handle by accident, only they go. So, he had the sequencer set up right, which is good because then you would have had two, you'd had two ejections in. Right. Like Mover said, it's super hard on the body and you always run the risk of being injured. Because, I mean, she came down pretty hard.
So have you seen this?
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one.
Please, the canopy's on the twin tails on the speed brake.
Yeah. Over runway 0. Yeah, PCAS. I'm on the airfield. All right, so make the call.
Yep.
So,
hey, firm for a ground emergency.
Dude, the seat's right next to it.
Yeah.
That's not the seat.
Yeah, right.
What is that?
Yeah, Rainbow One's okay. Mobile at Fire Department Access Road, looking to head north on Bravo. North. Cardinal, proceed north on Bravo. Fire has been.
Is that's the seat to the right there, isn't it?
That's her and the seat.
That's a runway sign, isn't it?
Yeah, on the right though. What's that? Is that not the seat right there?
No, not on the left. Maybe on the right.
On the right. You don't see my mouse.
Is that your left? My right? I don't know. Wherever you're pointing right now, I think is the seat.
Yeah. Seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're conflicted, I would make sure you don't do it too early because you need to make sure there's a crew there that can chalk you up and all that. So. Yeah, the arm crew's working to de-arm, and then we're going to shut down right here.
People had questions about the de-arm thing. We always de-arm because you got chaff flares.
Hey, a good thing it's not a windy day, right? I mean, the chute's just laying there, so.
Oh, drag her off.
Exactly, man. You get a little bit of wind, there's been people killed because they couldn't do the release. So.
And they don't get, they get training, but they don't get a whole lot. So it's inconclusive, right? Did the seat separate?
It looked like, I don't know, man. I mean, hey, the seat worked because she's alive. Thank God she's alive. And, maybe just, I don't know, probably some minor injuries, hopefully nothing major, but Yeah, it's not ideal, man. I mean, because hey, probably lost the jet, right? Probably Class A mover, right? It's old D model.
Well, so they're converting. It's the Barnes F-15 unit, and they're converting to the F-35, which means that the D models are in short supply as it is. So it means more than likely,
that's it.
You just boneyard, you scrap it.
Right. So that's sad.
Dude, imagine you're next in line for the incentive ride, and that's the only D model they had left.
I think it was for that unit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, good news. Thank God no one got hurt. Bad news. There's probably going to be no more incentive rides, at least at that, at that unit. And then you got to get rid of a jet. I mean, where do you get another? Can you reuse the canopy? I don't think so, right? I mean, where do you get another D model canopy? Maybe they share the same as the EX. I don't know.
I mean, you could probably get another canopy, but the damage done from the rocket blast into the back cockpit, all those avionics.
Oh yeah.
It hitting, because that's a couple. I mean, that's not light. Those canopies are, I think, a couple thousand pounds.
Yeah, very heavy. Very heavy.
Landing on the spine, which the speed brake's right there on the Eagle.
For sure, there's damage.
I would imagine we're talking Class A mishap.
Yeah, you and I talked about a little bit, Mover, but I don't know if the pilot had the wherewithal to know that his passenger has ejected, but I am. I'd probably look to shut the motors down just because you don't know where they're going to land, kind of thing.
Yeah, it would be immediately apparent because all of a sudden, it's very windy and.
But the shock factor, right? You just he's probably talking. He's like, yeah, and let's go ahead. And, I mean, hey, what caused the ejection, right? Hey, let's arm the seat. Oh, okay.
De-arm. Boom. Safe the seat.
Or safe the seat. Yeah. Boom. Out,
well,
right?
And that makes sense too, right? Because it's like the T-38 was. The handles are on the side of the seat, and it has the de-arm lever like the Viper does, which is just a switch basically that flips up. So if you tell them, hey, go ahead and flip that up, and she grabs the handle versus that and pulls up, why is it not going? You're doing this, and next thing you know, you're flying the F-15 Cabriolet.
The nylon one arrival. Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I mean, that's crappy. I know it's something that every time I gave an incentive ride, I always did I always set it up to where if they pull the handle, they go, because unless there some sort of a winged aviator in the back, but it was always in the back of my mind. So I never did anything. I wasn't one of these people that tried to surprise them with crazy aileron rolls and stuff, try to get them to puke, because I just didn't want to come back without the roof.
Yeah, I never really worried about. I guess I should have, but I never was a concern that they were going to eject. I did a ton of incentive rides in the F-16, and puking was the big one.
You guys had a 2-seat model?
That was my favorite thing to do, dude. They would always get sick on the unrestricted climb.
I love it too. It's fun.
Except for one dude. He kind of was like, oh, I'm feeling a little woozy. I'm like, yeah, standard. Because what we would do is we would do the unrestricted, pull straight vertical, unrestricted climb, roll on our back, and then go straight into the low level, like that was right off the runway. And so that maneuver would usually get, hey, I'm not feeling so great. So then you roll out, you kind of let them settle. You'd fly the low level route for a little while. And then we get to the airspace. You're like, okay, you got to get your 9G pin. How you feeling? No, I'm not feeling so good. I don't really want to do it. I'm like, no, you really want to do this 9G thing real quick. Well, we do the supersonic run first because you had to burn down the gas. So we do the supersonic run across the airspace, burn down the gas, do the 9G. And then I had one maintainer. It was a little bodybuilder. And we did it one time. And he's like, again, please. I'm like, okay. And then we did, again, please. Let's again. And I'm like, okay, dude, we're like, I'm hitting the bingo thing now because I'm like, hey,
Mover's about ready to pass out. He's like,
I'm done, man. I'm like once, twice, 3, 5 times. Oh my God, dude, why are you so good at this?
Yeah, Mover's like, we're bingo fuel. He's like, doesn't that say 10,000, sir?
Yeah, like, no, sir, I can read that. You have plenty of fuel. But always coming back, I would go, hey, do you want to land like a fighter pilot or an airliner? Because how they felt, right? That was the determination of how they felt, because if they had made it that far, usually being low level and into the break would get them. And I'd be like, hey, how you feeling? Let's do this. Because my thought was, my job was not to go through a profile. It was to give them a fun ride because they had done something that deserved it. And I always thought that, especially the maintainers that busted their ass working, I didn't want it to be a miserable experience where they never wanted to do it again. I just wanted them to have fun. So if we had to land with a straight in, because that's the, land via airliner, I would do, and I did a couple times, I did the land via straight in because they were like, hey, I don't feel so good anymore. And okay. Unlike the one girl I flew with in the T-38, where we could not do any kind of profile manipulation because they were FAM riders. And I've explained this because people got mad at me for the other video. Incentive ride is a dedicated mission. So it's like you won something, you're a celebrity, you're somebody, and this is your sortie, your mission. It's 100% dedicated to you. We're doing a profile for you, and it's single ship usually. A FAM mission means you've usually got your chamber card so that you can go up into the bozosphere, and we're going to do a mission. So whether that's BFM, ACM, Red Air, we're going to you're just riding along as a extra, you're the extra weight back there, the gas that I'm missing. And it's not for you. So the difference being, if I'm doing an incentive ride, this is for you. I want you to have fun. If you're a FAM rider, shut up, go cold mic if you start puking. Nothing I can do for you because we have to support these F-22s because the F-22s are burning, God knows how much per hour in money. And it was where the one wingman goes out and he has to find the fight, and we're just fighting, and she's throwing up back there, and we're fighting, and she's like, we got to stop. I said, we can't stop, and we turn around and go the opposite direction, the airspace. She's puking. We're still turning. I'm like, go cold mic. I can't listen to this. Oh, she's like, she was like a ROTC cadet. She's like, I don't want to be a pilot. I want to do something else. I'm like, I'm sorry. I feel bad, but
nothing you can do. I mean, you can try to fight. Like I used to try to fight smooth, right? It's like, hey, I'm coming left, hey, we're coming right, but it's
yeah. Well, it's hard that airplane, especially because there was no smooth with the T-38.
No.
That poor girl. I feel bad for her.
Take your mask off.
Actually, feel bad for the ground crew. I had to clean it all up.
No,
they're
made
usually
them
pretty good.
They would make
usually pretty good
they
too.
would, and also if you did it, you cleaned it up yourself. Usually.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, you're on your own there.
She cleaned it up.
It was all in the bag. I don't think she
They're
got
pretty
it.
good wags
okay.
about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, but oh god, it's terrible. Poor girl.
I'm visualizing projectile vomiting going everywhere.
Yeah.
It was so funny though. Before the ride, she's like, well, I'm here. It's like the ROTC summer thing. I'm here trying to decide what I want to do, if I want to be a pilot or not. And then we land. She's like, it's not going to be pilot. I'm going to do something else.
Oh, dude, remember I gave an airman a ride in 38. He had got an Army helicopter slot, and I'm not kidding. Like we're on the takeoff roll, and he starts puking. Like I'm getting ready to rotate, and he's and I'm like,
that's nerves, dude.
Dude,
that's nerves.
Yeah, but he had a great, like we landed, bags full. He's puking the whole time. We did a mission, and he's like, that was awesome. I'm like, dude, you're a trooper, man. You are a trooper.
Well, going back to this one, the internet likes to say, oh, idiot, whatever. I feel bad for the incentive rider because,
of course, dude.
There's no, short of some other circumstances, this was an accident. Yeah. This was, what you end up seeing a lot of these comments, and we're going to talk about this, Wags, but a lot of the commenters like to just project their anger because of something that happened to them, and well, why, and it's unfortunate because this is an accident. It's something that thankfully no one was killed. We're thankful that we can joke about it because it could have been much worse.
Yeah. There's no win. There's no win here. It's just, thankfully there's an accident and no one got hurt,
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of accidents, this is not Hold on, I'm going to change this.
What'd I do?
Yeah, you made a declarative statements instead of alleged. The Thunderbird solo did an alleged. Oh, by the way, we got to tap dance for a minute. Doug had to go back to get his normal internet. Forgot about that. He's finished in the bathroom. He's on his way back to the studio.
Just make sure he clocked out there. We don't pay for transit time. There's no travel time in this deal, Doug.
Oh, that's funny. John says, Gonky, 50% of effort works 100% of the time.
That's valid. It's valid.
Thomas says, Gonky, I build fire suppression systems for the Navy. Godspeed.
Yeah.
Joseph says, Wags, introducing more functions to the Hornets MSI is great and all, but a ton of other parts got broke in the process. When's it getting fixed?
Yeah, there was a list we included with the changelog of the known issues. Actually, most of it is already fixed up internally. But there's one big one where, unfortunately, and I apologize, it got missed in the testing process, both internally and externally, where if you couldn't designate with the TTC anymore, you had to use other methods. But yeah, hopefully we'll be looking at a hot fix to get this sorted out ASAP. Do apologize for those mistakes in the MSI.
Is this, I would imagine, because I've dealt with it just having a computer, the ripple effects where you change one thing and the next thing you know, something is broken and you're like, wait, I didn't even touch that. Like, why is this broken?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
It is.
Computers.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have been missed. I should have missed it. So I take partial responsibility on this too.
Like, how do you, when you say you shouldn't have missed it, are you doing like in depth? Like, do you have a profile you go through every time? Like, I needed to do this, 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 and this, or are you just applying it?
It depends on the issue. Like with the MSI one, this is one of the issues I helped out with to a degree. And I should have tested it more thoroughly than I did. And unfortunately, I got missed on different levels as well. And it happens. It shouldn't have happened, but.
Gonky, define MSI for the kids at home.
No, I'm listening and learning right now. So I'm in receive mode right now. So.
Multi-sensory integration.
I'm sitting here going, I don't know. What that means.
I thought pretty sure that's what it was.
I'm at this point, I'm too afraid to ask because I have no idea what we're talking about. But
so to describe it'll make more sense. So obviously, there's different elements of MSI. But what we did in the last update was the ability to essentially set a surveillance AWACS track only as your LNS or your DT2.
See, that's the problem, is because I never flew with any of that crap in the A1 Hornet.
Okay.
I had a fishbowl. So if you could replicate that pretty well.
You get an LNS, though. You can make a DT2 in the A model.
Now you're just speaking Spanish. I was a single target track kind of guy.
Mover rides the beam to the merge.
Yeah, I don't know what any of these things mean. I just
track while scan.
No. That's for
track while lie, dude. We never use that.
It's funny.
This is why no one will ever get me for secrets, because I don't know. If you never learn them, they can't interrogate you. Code Monkey says, is this incident worthy of a new call sign for the pilot? If so, my vote is dispenser.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a pilot that.
No, for the guy who just kept driving.
Yeah. I mean, not really, man. There's nothing.
I'd call him Fido, because he just drive on, because he just kept going. His backseater leaves. Just came up with that on the fly, by the way. So if anybody renames this dude Fido,
thank the show.
Yeah, thank you. Copyright C 2025 mover.
Probably not Code Monkey. Probably not.
Tom would like to know, Gonky, what was more crazy? Doing a roll right after takeoff, following your flight lead, or looking over to see a hawk almost outclimb your Hornet?
I was more surprised at what the hawk was doing. As far as what was more crazy, probably the A roll right. I mean, it was right on takeoff. So, and I guess, something I'd never done before as well.
This is in Malaysia?
Yeah, Wags. So the story is I just got a GoPro.
Okay.
And my flight lead at the time, he was great. And I was like, hey man, I got this GoPro. He's oh yeah, Gonky. We'll have some fun, man. We'll have some fun. I was like, okay. And then of course my my good friend Kunte, who I've made some
I saw the video.
videos with him. Yeah.
So
He's like, hey man, let me use the camera. I'm like, I was like, okay, this is how you work it. And it had different, this is like GoPro Hero 2, right?
Okay.
So it could take like snapshots or video. Well,
okay.
We go out, dude. Flight lead takes off. I mean, he like takes off like 2 inches longer than the gear can extend, puts the wheel in the well, goes to the end of the runway, and I'm right behind him. And he just squats it and immediately just throws like 3 aileron rolls, like immediately.
Okay.
And in the States, that would get you.
Oh, really? Yeah, I enjoyed his video where it was him basically doing defensive BFM the entire
against the
time on
Raptor.
F-22. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm behind. I'm just like, I have to do that. I'm his wingman. Like I had this conversation with what's this accident report going to look like? I had this whole detailed thing in my head.
They don't do those there, so don't.
I know. At the end of the day, I was like, dude, it's now or never. And I did it. And it's probably I thought for sure I was like, I'm gonna get back and a phone call. We get back and oh man, wasn't that awesome? I was like, yes, it was. And then of course Kunte had the camera set to like take 1,000 picture modes instead of video,
it was in shutter mode.
Yes,
no.
and what's crazy that dude, if there's any young fighter pilots out here, it's always like, I'll do it again, and I never do it again. Yeah. And it's like I love Kunte to death, but man, it's like so,
not that we're endorsing bringing GoPros in your fighter
or flat hatting. Yeah, don't do that because Wags. What surprised me was she wasn't as
flat hatting,
showing off.
Ah, okay,
it's a Navy term.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Is that a Navy term?
Flat hatting? That's not an Air Force term.
Never heard of it.
Douglas, are you back from the bathroom, sir?
Am I back? I don't know if
I can hear you now too.
In high definition.
Look at that.
And with internet.
Buttery smooth. Now it's me again. You've wedged me, and it's me again.
There's only so much internet available, Mover. So
right.
Yeah,
I'm stealing Mover's internet.
Thanks a lot. Stephen Billings, Air Godzilla. Hey, you know who we haven't heard from?
Yeah, I'm concerned.
Hold on, let's get through this first. Wait, hold on. Let's get to this and we'll talk about it. Had a sonic boom in my area last Friday. RAF Coningsby, Southern UK, QRA had gone out as a GA, had lost all comms. Oh, nice.
Hey, did we ever play the video
of what?
The Thunderbird, the alleged?
No, because we were waiting for Doug. We were tap dancing until Doug returned.
Look at that.
We have not heard from your Kim Jong-un, and we have not heard from Turkey. That's at a car.
Yeah,
I'm a little worried.
Not yet.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
I hope he's okay.
You, I
don't know.
Douglas, cue up the
Which one do you want?
Sonic boom, sir.
Working on it as we speak. Which one do you want?
There's one that's like all of them. Let's do that one.
Okay.
Mover, have you ever accidentally boomed?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Where at?
I'm not allowed to say.
Is it the same place where the Mover incident happened?
No. That was Avon Park.
You're right.
Mover, when was it?
When was what?
No, never mind. Those dates. When I got boomed in Miami one time.
No, this was in a Hornet actually.
Really?
I didn't know if you'd leave it in mill. It would super cruise at 25,000 feet, but it will.
Dude.
It will.
It will all day, dude.
I was trying to make it to the next point on my cross country, and I left the little dude in mill. And the first time I did it, all right, there it is. That's it. Play that. Play that funky music. Make it big.
Working.
Oh, the puppy.
Make it loud. Oh! Yeah.
Is it Chicago?
Yeah.
Is it Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
blew out the windows in at least 3 building lobbies, 3950, 3600, and 3180 North Lakeshore Drive, where the windows are boarded up until replacement glass arrives.
Get in.
What's up?
Oh! Body mount there.
Don't worry, the sonic boom bleeded him out, so.
There was no sonic boom, sir.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. An Air Force spokesman shared the following statement with ABC7 on August 15th. The United States Air Force Air Demonstration Squadron, known as the Thunderbirds, conducted their standard practice demonstration in advance of the air show. A thorough review of the practice determined the Thunderbird jets did not go supersonic at any point during the demonstration.
Sure sounded like one.
Just the air moving.
Yeah.
I mean, parts of the aircraft probably were supersonic.
Oh, yeah. I think he was doing 0.99.
I mean, you could, any of that transonic, 9.8 to 9.9. I mean, you for sure could have parts of the jet that are supersonic.
My opinion on this matter is summed up by this comment.
Have you ever been on the ground and got boomed, Gonky?
Yeah. I mean, on the carrier, like high-speed flybys. I mean, but of course, there's not very many windows to make on a steel ship.
So if you go to Edwards, supersonic is allowed and normal over the base. So you'll be in the bathroom like Doug, and you'll hear it'll rattle the walls, like it'll just, I mean, it's very, to me, that sounded more like transonic, just the airflow, because it's quiet and then boom.
Yeah.
Because I mean, supersonic. But you got to think a jet that big, even though it's an F-16, is moving a lot of air, and it's going fast. So you got exhaust noise, the engine itself, and then all the air that it's pushing. That sounds exactly like DCS, by the way, according to our kids at home.
Would it still bust windows though if it wasn't actually supersonic?
I mean,
because you wouldn't have the pressure wave then, wouldn't you?
You could have. I mean, you're still moving. I don't know how close. It depends on how close they were, how close they were to the windows, especially with the alleys. I mean, you're taking airflow, you're moving airflow. That's alleys obviously accelerate air.
Sure.
So, I mean, I tend to believe the Thunderbirds if they say that, because they could go back and not only pull the
stripping the tapes,
but they're pulling now. Could the instrumentation on the jets been wrong? I mean, the pitot system is right on the nose. I mean, it knows. I don't know. Gonky, what do you think, man?
I wonder, we can ask Mace next time she's on, but I wonder if there's a no kidding speed like they should. I'd be surprised they're like 0.99, because that's not much room for error, right? Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if their target speed is 9.5, let's say. I mean, I don't know how the F-16 was, Mover, but as you know, in the Hornet, there's a big difference between doing 9.5 and over 1.0, like throttle wise and effort wise, right? I mean, because you're starting to get up against all that supersonic drag. So, like, if you back it down just a little bit, there's that definitely a margin of safety that you won't, find yourself on the wrong side of the number. And then, kind of like, even if they did break the sound barrier, it's like if you're going to have exciting aerial demonstrations of high performance aircraft every once in a blue moon,
maybe crack a few eggs to get it on.
You might have one go supersonic. You said you've busted the number before. As a RAG IP, every once in a while, even as a super rhinoceros that's super draggy, we would have a student bust the number, in some sort of Hayaka nose low maneuver. So
Avon Park. I did that there too. Yeah. Forgot about that one. 1.2 at the merge.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've done it too. I've gone supersonic when I didn't want to and didn't even realize I was going supersonic. Right. So, in areas where you're not allowed to go supersonic. So it happens. Just part of life. People make mistakes, but in this case, it looks like they didn't. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I tend to believe if they put out, they have the data, they know the truth data. So I can't imagine the nation's premier demo team is going to lie to the public.
No,
true.
But I do believe also, just because it's indicating 1.0, that doesn't mean it wasn't 1.0. And because, that's why you get the shock cone, right? When the Blue Angels do the thing, it's because the airflow is supersonic around the aircraft, not, the aircraft itself. It's the air.
Wags, have you been to a live show and like?
No, I've actually never heard the boom firsthand.
It's like, it's cool because it is a sneak pass and it will it'll get your attention.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Oh my gosh,
it just did. The one video where it was close did not. If it was supersonic, that wasn't supersonic. Like that did not sound supersonic to me. That sounds like what everybody thinks supersonic sounds like, because they hear a jet. Because as you start going faster, you do start to, like, it's quiet before it's loud, but it's not supersonic quiet before it's loud. That's just how the jet is, because you're putting all the thrusties out the back and you're going, you're transonic.
Right.
I don't know. Doug, you're smarter than everybody. What do you think?
I don't know if I'd go that far. I'm with Wags. I think it could just be pushing air around, and it sounds like a boom. And like what you said, I mean, there's bits of it that
Mover said that too.
Parts of the
yeah, Mover said that too. And that
Mover
was once
said
I started talking about it,
sometimes.
I remembered Mover said that too. I've been, like Gonky said, I've been at air shows where the sneak pass, I swore it was a boom because it's so much noise.
Yes.
All the noise all at once.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a boom.
So, dumb question. When do you get the double boom?
Double boom?
Ooh, that's it. I've heard of that. Yeah.
So I know, like when a SpaceX rocket comes in, you get the double
right.
dump boom. I'm trying to figure out. I can't remember.
I'm gonna
what
ask
the actual
AI.
physics behind
We'll
it.
get an AI answer for
There we
you,
go. Okay.
Wags. Not a fighter pilot answer.
Well, you'd never do it in a Hornet or a Viper. You'd never hear the double boom.
The chat also has opinions.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know.
That was
be
great,
honest,
Wags. I want a sound clip of that.
I mean, we don't hear anything in the cockpit, so
No, it's
you
quiet.
have,
True.
I don't know. That's all stuff you hear on the ground.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
So I don't know. Je ne sais pas.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I was French, in case you guys were wondering how that works out. Some guy says, I appreciate you all. I feel cooler and smarter after watching. Rare. Gonky, a good PC, and Skid, a DCS A10, or Pac-Man still cool. Or let's get Gonky a good PC and Skid a DCS A10.
Yep.
I don't think his wife would divorce him if we got him an A10. Skid, get a computer. We'll play DCS together.
Woohoo!
Hannah, he only has 2 throttle positions. He doesn't even need a throttle.
No.
He just needs something
Leave
that's
it in mill.
like 0 and 1. Like if he could just map mill to the number 1 key and idle to the 0 key, we can get it. Anyway, Hannah says, I am an oncology nurse practitioner with knowledge of zero knowledge of aviation. I stumbled on your podcast last December and now look forward to it every week. Your conversation is fun and relevant. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate that.
Very surprised.
Shout out to nurse practitioners and oncology people, particularly. My wife is a cancer survivor.
Yeah, cancer sucks.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Keep fighting the fight.
Exactly. Thank you.
Luna goes to cancer treatment centers. It's a tough place to go. Lance says, Mover, did you see the new Air Force Flight Academy? Wow. Air Force Academy. God, I think I have a cat shot brain too. F-16 themed uniform. Yeah, it was cool. They put Fighting Falcon on one side and Viper on the other. Why do they have to do both? Just stick with Viper. That's how it is. Wags, do you get nerds that are like, it's the Fighting Falcon? Why do you call it the Viper?
Every day. And then I ask them, you also call the A10 the Thunderbolt too.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Fat Amy, the whatever. It's also a Thunderbolt, isn't it? The lightning.
The
It's
lightning.
because you can't fly around lightning. That's right.
Flaming dragon.
The super rhinoceros.
Yeah.
Rhino. Speaking of the rhinoceri, Let's see the Wrigley Field video where he buzzed. Oh, I'm behind. That's sorry. AA Ron says there were 25 people shot in Chirac over the weekend, and that made the news. Lifelong Illinois resident, other than that time in the Air Force.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't live there.
No.
Boris says, I used to live in the area. The jets are flying right in front of the buildings. There's less than 100 feet distance between them and the beach. Yeah. I mean,
wow,
you're pushing, you're pushing so much air.
Yeah,
you probably have supersonic airflow coming off of various parts of the aircraft.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, you might just with the noise.
Well,
the
dude,
noise alone.
The exhaust coming out of the engine, they're probably stroking the burner. That's supersonic air coming out the back.
Yeah. We're not scientists, in case you're wondering. Radfish says, I was told by a 147th Viper driver once that the Viper will boom at 0.99, especially with the boards out. Like I said, parts of the aircraft will be supersonic, even though the jet is not indicating.
That's true with any fast jet.
That's part of the Blue Angel demo.
Yeah.
You know, parts of the aircraft are. But Brian says the speed of sound does change with temperature. You hit a cold pocket of air when right on the edge, and then you're over. True. But the jet knows. It's smart. It's a smart airplane. Code Monkey says, I may know of an undisclosed pilot, an undisclosed airframe who boomed some poor soul who was driving an RV on Highway 190 on Betty Junction in Death Valley, justified it as cash training.
I'm not going to laugh. That might have been. I might know that person. Yeah, look, for probably 40 years, Death Valley, Saline Valley, Panamint Valley, Owens Valley, cowboy country for Navy and Marine Corps Hornet guys.
Okay. JT Laser says, I'm 69, grew up near Castle Air Force Base in California. Have heard many sonic booms, include double, and one from 100 feet would blow out eardrums. Yeah. All right, Gonky. Flanker v. Flanker, send it.
Oh, Doug, pull it up. It's just a quick clip, so
can you start it over?
It's Instagram. It's hit or miss.
Replays, yeah. So it's a cool picture. I can't. So it's a really neat video that highlights the thrust vector control of the flanker. It looks like two flankers merging, and they are doing basically the dual Cobra, high alpha maneuver, rolling around. I can't tell. I mean, they kind of look like Malaysian.
Actually, for a second there, it looks like the
230,
the red and
it says Russian Air Force.
Second there looks like red, white, and blue.
It might be, yeah. I mean, Su-30.
I mean, if you scroll up, Doug, it says Russian.
Does it?
Yeah, I think it's the demo team.
Yeah, Russian Knights.
I thought the Knights fly the regular flankers.
I did too, but I'm looking at the paint. It's definitely a white nose. Looks like blue and red in the back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, regardless.
Anyway.
Yeah, regardless.
Well, it's a two-seater, isn't it?
Yeah, Su-30 is a two-seater.
This is a backseater filming it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, look, see, you can see the guy's noggin.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's just a snippet, right, of two Su-30s coming at the merge, really high alpha, and the thought through my mind is, if this is the first merge, it's BFM air. Second, it's like this has to be maybe second, third merge kind of thing, and then the last thing that comes to mind, because I always put myself, like, as soon as I see this, I'm like, all right, I'm a Hornet. What do I do? It's like, you just got to get in the phone booth as close as you can and collapse the all the Wezzes. But Mover, what do you think of this video, man?
So Wags, in addition to my ESA and 12 AMRAMs, I'd like this.
You like that? There's actually a pretty darn good SU-30 mod out there right now.
I want all the alphas. all the alphas, all the AMRAMs, all the 9Xs, and
so we like a Macross.
It'd be interesting because the EX with its digital fly-by-wire, it probably can do. Now it's not thrust vectoring, obviously, but it can do some Hayaka stuff too. I can't believe I'm always saying such nice things about that jet, especially.
What's the EX, dude? It's not really.
Yeah, but it's Boeing. It's an EX. Like it's got Eagle in the name. That's just, I don't know what's wrong with me. But I think it's cool. The last thing that goes through your mind is probably the Fox 2 that hits you as you're a grape out there after that. But cool.
Well, so that's Well, Wags, what do you think of that video, man?
It's interesting. It's particularly using the thrust vectoring.
Yeah,
to whip the nose around so fast for a Schlemm shot.
Yeah. So they're both high alpha like this, so no one's taking any angles.
They're just going to a quick.
And kind of like movers saying, the whole Fox 2 thing. So he's right. If you go straight high alpha early like that, you're very predictable.
Energy at that point too.
You're predictable. You're gonna get smoked. But dude, I'm telling you, mover, the guys that are good when you know when to use the thrust vectoring, it is it's tough to beat. And you get in tight where you can't use missiles, and it's like, dude.
The Malaysian flankers had TVC, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So would they pull that maneuver?
Yeah. So when I'd fight those guys, if you could always tell the inexperience because they would lean on it too much. It's just like like Mover would tell you in F-18, right? When you first had all that alpha, you're like, this is amazing. You're pulling nose all over the place. And all of a sudden, you're like, why does it say 48 knots in the HUD? Now this doesn't work.
Well, right? I guess that's the question in my mind is, after you cash all it in, how fast can they get that energy back on the jet?
Yeah, exactly. So the flanker is a gigantic, powerful beast. So inevitably, when they would lean too much on the thrust vector control, what happens is they start falling out of the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, the deck becomes an issue, right? They got to come off that at some point. There has to be some sort of altitude recovery and come off that game. But the guys that were really good, it's almost like they would fight it like I would fight a Hornet. And then when I would do my energy excursion, they would do it, but better.
So it'd be more of a assist rather than a crutch.
Yeah, there were certain, I can't remember the speeds, but there were certain speeds that they could and couldn't use it. And like I said, it was basically their energy excursion maneuver, and you just can't do it all the time. So
yeah, it makes sense.
I think it's awesome. Well, let's not it looks cool, and I would love to do it, and I would love to do it with a friend.
Yeah, so to speak.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Superb. But if I'm on the other side of that, I hope my wingman is.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, for one-on-one, last ditch, it would make sense. But if you're an ACM fight and you got another guy out there, are you putting a big red dot on your forehead at that point?
Well, Wags, it's the whole argument of like, well, then why even make fighter planes maneuverable, right? Right. So I mean, at some point,
Fat Amy,
right? And I've talked to Raptor guys, Wags, who are like, they'd rather have the extra 500, 600, 700 pounds of gas than the weight it took to have the thrust vectoring.
Oh, really?
Of the Raptor, because I've never flown the Raptor. That's
I would imagine if they get within BFM range, they screw it up in a major way at that point.
Yeah. So
you talk about the Hornet as a Viper guy who went to the Hornet. One of the things about the Viper that was nice, yes, you didn't have all the alpha of the Hornet, but it's kind of like your Airbus, Gonky, where it can make an average pilot average and a good pilot average and a bad pilot average. Because if you have that limiter there, and if you're working it even halfway decently, if you just unload, the jet's going to go, oh yeah, let's go flying again. And you're going to get it back. Versus the Hornet, when you've exceeded the aircraft's capability, controls release, feed off rudder, speed break, and style control. Like you're in a non-flying regime and the jet's going, dude, I gave you what I had. This is it. So like you could
full authority.
You could left hand your way out of a lot of BFM errors in the Viper that you could not. Now, maybe with the bigger engines in the Hornet, it would be a little bit better. But there is something to be said with the trade-off where you have the AOA limiter big motor, the extra gas. You don't have all that stuff, but it's enough to keep you safe and power your way out in a situation like that, as long as you can get that first look, opportunity. Anyway.
Yeah, it's cool video, man. That flying. I wish we could see more of that.
I want the full video. I don't want just the one. That's why I was like, where can we find the full, like the whole set? I want to see from fights on to knock it off.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah. Let's see here. VX31 boys showed out yesterday, stood on F-18 and tail kind of booked. I'm sure it was just at an error, but everyone loved it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool, Jay. Real cool.
Thanks, man.
Hawkeye says, Mover, I know what it is. You want to fly, end your career flying in an Eagle 2. I'll tell you what, man. Thanks, Hawkeye, by the way. New Orleans, I would. I absolutely would. 100%.
2 for 1?
2 for 1, dude. You could be in the backseat.
Dude.
You could be my Mover. We only fly this solo, not us. We're like stepbrothers.
Correct. Yeah. It's going to take both of us to get this thing.
Peter says, just deadhead home. Won't let me send 2863. Spent the flight watching Dos Gringos episode. Great to catch the last few minutes live. Mental health minute. Been too long. You guys rock. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Tom says, Wags, are we getting an AH1 whiskey? It was hinted last time you were on. Also, do you know if we'll get any storm weather presets for hurricane hunting?
Yeah. So for the whiskey, it's something we could do. We actually have everything we need to do it. It's just, right now we're finishing up the Apache, of course, and the Chinook, and we also have another helicopter we haven't announced yet after that. But my hope would be after those 3 are wrapped, we could do a Super Cobra at that point. I'd personally love to do a Super Cobra.
Did you say helicopter?
I did.
Did you say it was Airwolf?
I did not. I keep telling you a Fortnite.
Why do you hate me? Why do you hate
Fortnite?
Me,
I love it.
This is cyberbullying is what this is. Gonky, we're down to like the last few minutes. What do you think is more important?
Well, I'm sorry. Hey, Move, there's a second part of the question was if there are going to be storm presets. Actually, there are. In the weather settings, usually at the bottom, you'll find at least 2 or 3 different storm presets.
Like right now, it exists?
Yeah, in the mission editor when you go to the weather tab. If I'm understanding what he's asking correctly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Gonky, you want to talk about the Chief of Staff or the Red 6 or the British Airways or Mental Health Minute? We're going to do the Mental Health Minute, so we got to save time for that as well.
Pick one, dude. Just pick one.
Well, all right. This is actually kind of breaking news. The Chief of Staff of the Air Force, General David Alvin, has announced that in November, he intends to retire. And it was kind of, I guess, unexpected. I didn't expect it. And that now means most of the services will, because he was the last remaining guy that had survived between the administrations. And now in November, he's going to retire. But I think he started November of 2023, if I remember right. Is that? He says, I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve as the 23rd Air Force Chief of Staff, and I'm thankful for Secretary Mink, Secretary Hegseth, and President Trump's faith to lead in the service. If you click on that link, Doug, it talks about when he started, which I believe was, November 2nd, 2023. So that will make basically a 2-year tenure. And he's undertaken transformational initiatives, enabling airmen to answer the nation's call. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that changed under Alvin. He was a heavy guy that flew as a test pilot for a little while and ended up commanding KC-135 wing, I think, and then moved up. But Gonky, the reason I want to talk about one breaking news, it's apply is applicable, right? Another service that's changing the head honcho. But the Air Force has had quite a few chief of staffs in the last 20 years in my career, and they've gotten away from fighter pilots a lot. And the last few have been more of the airlift guys. Personal opinion is that they should go find someone who's done none of the general stuff. Go find one of 3 06s that used to fly the KC-10 and make them do it, because those guys tend to be the cooler of the group than the fighter guys. For whatever reason, I think we as fighter pilots don't get that team mentality, and KC-10 dudes just figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know why KC-10 dudes are cooler than everybody else, but when it comes to being 06s, they are, in my experience, the coolest. What do you think, Gonky?
Yeah, pains me to say that as a fighter guy, but
right, eyes are wide open.
Yeah, I mean, well, he has a 39-year. Alvin's got a 39-year career. I mean, that's crazy, man. I mean, he's got nothing to prove to anybody. You know, he's served honorably, and I'm sure he's got a family and stuff, and wife. He's got things he's wanted to do, and I mean, that's
C-12.
That's awesome.
Yeah, C-12, C-141, and then he went to test pilot school, C-17, C-130J.
Yeah.
And then he went to a bunch of schools, and then the air refueling squadron, and then stuff.
So you've been in 39 years, and you have that for your flying credentials, man. Like, I don't know, man. I almost think at that level, at least this is my opinion. I mean, leadership doesn't care what you flew. Like, good leadership doesn't care what you flew, right? So I think, you know, like you're alluding to, right? We've had a couple good bosses here rather recently, all KC-10 types. So if you had asked me, you know, before I joined this, I'd be like, nah, those nerds, they'd be terrible. But that's just my fighter pilot. That's my fighter pilot bias coming out, right? Yeah. And they would laugh if they heard me say that. Why? Because they are actual good leaders. Guys. They're actual people, right? I mean, they would understand. There's no ego, right? And I think a lot of fighter guys get wrapped up in their own ego, which causes them to be crappy leaders. That's just my own opinion. So I go back to my statement of leadership. I don't think good leadership doesn't really care what you flew. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the general here, he served honorably. And if I don't know when I don't know how long that tour lasts, but
I don't know if
he's going out on his own terms, apparently. So, I mean, that's good. Hey, you know, thank you, sir, for your service. You know,
what do you think, Wack?
Yeah, not a lot to add on this one. I guess one other question would be if there's any other reasons why he decided to leave, but that could potentially go into politics, and obviously this is not the place for it.
Could be. You know, I would also say I was kind of half joking, but really not. One thing we've seen, politics aside, I mean, we've got Brazen Kane, who's an awesome dude, awesome American, who was, you know, basically pulled out of retirement.
Right.
They have done some non-traditional things in terms of picking leaders, and it's not the worst idea to go into your 06 Corps, because I think the problem is above that level, it's a fraternity. It has become the boys club.
Makes sense.
And it becomes less of how you've taken care of people and how you have managed assets, resources, and the people being the best and most important resource, and more about checking squares. Who do you know? You know, were you part of the super secret cabal of 06s in your career? Like, we have gotten away from field promotions because we're not in, you know, war.
Yeah. And
so the merit-based, hey, you're the leader now because your direct boss saw that in you. Now it's, well, hey, did you do ACSC? Did you do Air War College? Do you have a master's? Did you go do the, and we get leaders that are so detached. If you pulled somebody from 05, 06 and put them in that position, they would be as close as you could possibly get to still being one of the troops.
Makes sense.
By the time they get to this 4-star level, they're like, well, what's important? Well, you know, the PT test and the PT shorts and, you know, maybe we're going to do this Monday. Yeah. Are your shoes tied right? Like, the complete disconnect from warfighting capability.
Yep,
because they've been out of it for so long. It's not their fault. I mean, General Alvin didn't do I'm not saying anything about him personally. I, you know, like Gonky, I thank him for his service. You know, sir, kudos to you for answering that call. But looking forward, I think we do need an overhaul in how we pick our leaders. And this is an opportunity to go, you know, maybe we get the trigger puller. You know, maybe we get somebody that we know has taken care of their people because their people want them to do it, and not just, well, he did this, he completed this course, he was an aide to this general for a little while, so they know him. Like, I think that's how we get the nepotism.
Absolutely.
And we
as long as it's for the right reasons.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and that's going back to my original point about the 306s that I know. All three of those dudes are known for taking care of their people.
There you go.
And you want that top cover, because the easiest way to serve is to know that the big boss has your back.
Yep.
And I think that's what everybody wants.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just me. Pick Gonky.
No. No. Yeah. November wasn't a bad time of the year to retire. So
spicy cheese for all my friends.
Spicy cheese, please. It's yummy.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. Ryan says, in 1981, visiting my dad at work in Nellis, and F-111 was doing a demo for a dignitary over the base. It did a sneak pass from behind, full burner, wings back. Definitely lots of broken windows.
But it was awesome.
Jay says, you're 100% right. Good leadership does not care about what you flew. Egos at a command level get people killed. Honestly, dude, a lot of the fighter guys that I know that make it to that level, it's like, because the dudes that were good, they're like, I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to do this. You know, my services can be used elsewhere. They cared about the pros, and then they were crushed by the system.
Yeah, on the Navy side, it's a much smaller community, and a couple of my old skippers have made it quite far, and they're actually really solid dudes. So,
yeah, and that's not to be blanket either. I mean,
yeah, I know.
You know, I mean, like I know some really good dudes on the fighter side too.
Yeah. I know what you're saying though.
You know, I mean,
there's a screen that seems it's like, how?
because it's who's left. It's worse on the fighter. I really think it's worse on the fighter side because of that, because that's who's left. Because the most dudes don't want to deal with the bullshit. They don't want to do all the schools. They don't want to do all that crap. They don't want to go be a staff nerd. They don't want to do any of that stuff. So then when the Bobs are making the selection, they're like, well, who's even qualified? And it's a very small group of people, because they're the ones that were, I've completed all my professional military education through, 12-star general. And it's like, dude, why did you do that? Like, that should be the red flag. Like, how much nerd stuff have you done? Oh, no, you're done. No, we don't want you. Skid says he played all the games. Nah, Skid, you did not retires in 04, so your opinion is invalid.
I love you, Skid.
All right, mental health minute. Wags, would you like to lead this one off?
No.
No?
You can lead, I'll jump in.
Gonky.
I don't get internet bully.
You are the internet bully.
Yeah. I bully countries.
So we talked about this before. In the internet, we have a lot of anonymity, right? And depending on your personality, whether you're a happy-go-lucky golden retriever or you're somebody that reads every comment and takes every one of them seriously because they're a personal affront to your entire personality and entire life, it can affect you. Hypothetically speaking, not that I know anybody, it can affect you in different ways. And when you are, whether you're a creator that's out there or perhaps somebody who's developing and making things for communities or just a regular person on internet forums, you can sometimes run into people that think that just because they have that wall of the internet that they can say whatever they want at any time and there's going to be no consequences. And a lot of times that's true because there are no consequences. We have the anonymity of the internet and you're not anonymous as that creator or person or whatever. So how do you deal with that? And this applies anywhere in life, not just the internet, because you're going to have haters. You're going to have people that are going to be trying to bring you down to their level, because that's what it boils down to, is that they feel like they have some sense of entitlement to whatever you've accomplished and they didn't achieve it. So therefore they will try to bring you down, or they've got something totally unrelated going on in their lives and they just use that as an excuse to lash out or apply whatever. I see a lot on videos because I may or may not read comments. A lot of people don't even care what the video is about. They want to project their way of thinking onto whatever it is. And if it doesn't match 100%, they get mad. They don't look at hey, you talked about both sides. In fact, if you talk about both sides, you'll get both sides mad at you because they'll be mad that you covered both sides of it and not just 100%, because people don't want to hear your opinion. They want to hear their opinion out of your mouth. So in dealing with that stuff, I'm the last person to ask. I don't know why I'm even talking about this, because really Gonky should be the one leading this off. I don't know why he bullied me into doing this yet again. Another example of internet bullying. You guys should have let somebody else lead with this. But all I can say is don't read the comments. Don't believe the negative press. Ignore it, because most of the time Idiocracy is a documentary and we're going down a dangerous path where civil discourse is gone because nobody wants to hear both sides of the story. They just want to hear their side, and that's it. So have a friend like Gonky who tells you to stop reading the comments, and then don't ignore them like I do. Gonky, go.
No, Wags, you're our guest, sir.
Okay. So, yeah, obviously I come from a different perspective of being a content creator and also a producer. And I guess the big thing I would get across is, I think in the end, everybody wants the best support, the most accurate information, and the best means to communicate with, say, a game developer. And the best way to do that is through civil discourse and being productive, being mature, and not using it as a bully pulpit to grind an axe, or as Move referenced, of switching to a different topic that maybe is in your crawl. My advice would be, if you're on one of our forums or my YouTube channel, you're much more likely to get feedback and answers to your questions, and I think a general better experience if if you just go back to the golden rule of treat others as you would treat yourself. And if you can do that, I know myself, I'm going to be a hell of a lot more likely to engage and talk with you about any concerns or difficulties you have. But if you come in with a can of heat and with an attitude right at the start, it's going to shut me down. I'm going to be very honest. And you're probably not going to get the level of feedback and the answers you want. And it doesn't help me. It doesn't help the poster. It doesn't really help anyone. Now, that being said, actually, through my analytics, I can see that literally about 98% of, at least on my little channel, people are great. It's only about that 2% or so. But the problem is, and I think Mover and I are kind of the same boat. We literally read every post in our comments, and to be most helpful as possible, treat the person as you would want to be treated yourself. And I guarantee you're going to have a lot better experience of getting your questions answered, and learning more about the game. And hopefully, with that kind of engagement, better appreciate, what's going on with, the game, have a better appreciation of where we're going, why we're doing certain things. But I can't stress enough that coming in with a bullying attitude, it's gonna go nowhere really fast. That's all I can really say on it.
Okay, yeah, please regale
yeah,
us
you
with
guys
your anti-bullying.
No, you guys hit a lot of good points. I mean, I don't have a whole ton of it's so, I don't know. Like I said, I'm 47. And when I was a kid, we were a little bit of joking there. We were talking about internet bullying and reading comments, and everyone needs a friend like Gonky. But, I never completely understood it. But then you see there's articles. I mean, there's kids, man, that commit suicide because of internet bullying. And that is like, to me, that's incredible. It's sad. It's such a tremendous waste of a life. I have kids, and I cannot imagine, one day, my son or daughter committing suicide because of internet bullying. So it's a real thing. And then, if you suspect somebody or love is struggling with that, you need to get them help. There's help out there for them. You know, my dad taught me when I was a kid. He's like, you know how you take care of bullies, son? I said, how? He said, you punch him right in the teeth. So I've always had the offensive mentality when it comes to any kind of bullying. But with the internet, it's a little bit different, right? Because you can get in this dual loop of just arguing with people. So as I've gotten older, you know, I you know, everybody knows I'm a Christian. I try to keep my eyes on my purpose here on earth, which for me is, I really believe that I'm here to provide for my wife and my kids the best I can. And I always find that the internet, and I get sucked into it too, Facebook, especially the commenting, it's a very self-focused time, right? So even like I'll read through the comments. I'm not reading through the comments to see what people are saying. I'm trying to see what people are interested in. So maybe we can make the show better. Or like you're saying, Wags, constructive feedback, you know, so we can make the show better. And then of course I read the, you know, the ones that are, you know, Gonky or retard, whatever. And I just ignore them, because my overall compass in life is to provide for my family as best I can. And me worrying about what somebody said that I've never met or probably will never meet isn't in alignment with that. So I brush it off to the side. That's just how I handle those things. And that's why I tell you, don't read the comments. Read the comments so we can make the show better. Just realize that we could put the perfect show on. Wags, you could have the perfect product out there. The perfect support structure, and people are still going to hate you for it, you know, for whatever reason. So, you know, the main thing is internet bullying can lead to, you know, people killing themselves, which is bad. So please, you know, it's real, recognize it, get help if you need it. But Doug, you're probably the smartest man in the room on this. Take it away, dude.
Let's see if I can get this to work.
Did you get this? Are you the bully?
Hypothetically.
That checks.
From
the bathroom, he's bullying people.
I've been on the internet actively since about 1989.
It existed?
Yeah, it did. It was a lot harder to get to, and so there was a lot less bullying. And as more and more people started showing up and browsers were invented, and it became easy for anybody with a computer to get into this limited community, a lot of the stuff Mover talked about started to really come to the forefront. You know, people got mean, and it honestly, it probably surprised me more than it should have, because I'm a social psychologist and I should see this stuff coming. But we've studied it in detail, and you get the anonymity is huge, right? Like you said, Gonky, if the risk of getting punched in the teeth was really there, a lot of people would probably keep their mouths shut.
Yep.
Narcissism is also part of it. People, Mover, you and Gonky both said people are in there trying to get validated. We talked about that the other night on the stream, Mover. They don't want to hear, how did you put it? Because you just put it exactly right. They don't want to hear your opinion. They want to hear their opinion come out of your mouth.
Correct. Yeah.
And you know, it's a real thing. There's plenty of psychology out there now, plenty of studies showing. I actually just read a study, and it was a study of a whole bunch of other studies, that it's now strongly connected with real world problems, that the suicide thing is real. The emotional damage to people is happening. And the thing that struck me, that again, you know, I should have seen this coming, but I thought it was surprising and interesting, is that it's also an indicator of real life problem behaviors. The people who tend to be internet bullies also tend to be problem kids, problem people in real life. So that I guess that checks.
Yep. Well,
yeah, bullying in general. I mean, when I was a kid, I think probably all of us have experienced some form of it. I mean, I was bullied a little bit when I was a kid, but the old-fashioned way. You know, I mean,
yeah, same.
Pre-89, Doug. So, but yeah, it sucks either way, man. Any form of bullying, you know, a little bit of it. I mean, my Gonky's opinion, I think a little bit of it is good to build a toughness, but you know, kid level stuff, right? So, but we're in a different time now, and I'm always surprised at how elevated the kid level stuff is with the internet and everything going on. So it's
at the same time, though, I will say that the and Wags, you may be able to speak to this, that the people who are building games and the people who are monitoring games as they're played are, I think, doing a better job of at least being aware. I mean, that ban notice, that was me. And I was acting the way that we used to act in the early 90s in a game that came out a couple of years ago, and I got banned. And I think it was completely legitimate. You know, it was a user reported ban. They said you went too far, and that's a good sign in my mind.
Yeah. We try to, we're much less aggressive about that sort of thing than years ago. But if it gets too extreme, then unfortunately, they'll lose their privileges from posting on social media. But it's relatively rare these days. But, you know, kind of going back to what I said before, at least for me, it's more about, you know, being able to best support the customer. And the best way a customer can get support is, you know, good questions, but in a mature and constructive and productive way. That's how you're going to get the answers you're looking for. Doing it in an abusive manner, an insulting manner, that's just going to shut any conversation down. And it's not productive for the customer at that point.
I think some of the other problems too is the inverse consequences, where, you know, the anonymity of the mob, right? So you get one person says something, oh yeah, I agree with that, you whatever. And if you strike back, I mean, Gonky talked about, you know, punch the bully in the face. Well, we live now in a world where people will go on campaigns to cancel you. So, you know, you can't fight back, because the moment you do, it will be taken out of context.
Yep.
They will then like mobilize and try to take everything from you. And we see this all the time. I mean, I was looking at the comments, and part of the reason I read the comments is because, you know, initially, you've probably seen this, Wags, but it's kind of like, the initial part is very positive, because usually you get your core subscribers and stuff. And then once the video starts to take off, that's where you get the douchebags.
Yep.
And so you read it for that initial part, because like Gonky said, you want to, number one, you want to see if you did it right, if you missed something, if somebody points something out that's constructive.
Absolutely.
But then number two, it's the dopamine hit of, oh yeah, hey, thanks, you know, appreciate it, whatever, I agree with you, whatever. But then once you start getting into the downside of it, you get to the people that they have no filter and they have no common sense. I mean, perfect example, I just covered the B2 thing, and YouTube holds comments for review, so I go read them to see if any good comments actually got held. And it was people that are like, well, I didn't know your politics. I'm gonna, you know, I can't believe I think less of you now. And like I said, nothing political in that entire video. It wasn't a political video. It was, you know, Trump did exactly what I said here.
Right.
And, you know, they're like, I can't believe I'm unsubscribing to you. I never want to see you again. You know, this is because they are so emotional and they are so tied to their fragile belief system that any challenge to that is an affront. It is an absolute, it gets them very angry, and they can't think rationally. But the danger of that is it goes beyond just a comment sometimes, because people will want to cancel you. They will want to, you know, call your employer, you know, I'm sure you've seen this. They want to file complaints.
Yep.
Dude, I had very recently, Luna and I volunteer, right? You can see the picture behind me. Me and Luna volunteer. We do this for free at great risk a lot of times. And I wrote a review on a website, like on Google Reviews, about a place that didn't uphold the terms and conditions of the supplier, because the supplier said, hey, this part's free or whatever. And the local business attempted, based on that review and the subsequent, tweet that I said, hey, I wrote this review. This is what I think. Tried to get me fired from my volunteer job.
Wow.
As a result of that. And you're like, dude, in what universe did you think that was okay?
Yeah.
We're so emotional. We cannot take anything other than what I want to hear at all times. So it's very tough in today's world, because people don't get punched in the face anymore. And you couldn't punch them in the face if you wanted to, because you get sued. You'd lose everything for punching them in the face. Like we have given the bullies the ultimate pulpit. I mean, we've obviously. So I don't know what the right answer is other than Gonky's just don't read the comments and ignore it.
And I think it's important to remember too that we're talking, at least in my experience, a very small fraction, literally about 1.5 to 2% at most of people that could use some lessons about communication. Or people who, as soon as I say post a video, before they even had time to watch it, automatically downvote, things like that. And if you're so upset about the YouTube channel or the game, there's probably better things you can do with your life then. And I just don't understand that whole mentality. I don't get it.
Yeah, and I feel for you, Wags, because I think people have unrealistic expectations of the limitations because they want, like we talked about before, they want 1000% accuracy in a situation where it's not possible. I mean, that's and
it's probably a whole other topic. We can do maybe a different show about diminishing returns and rate and return on investment, about why we can do what we can do.
Yeah.
And it's a whole other topic though.
All right. Well, it's jail. You can, that's your other option. You can just go straight to jail. Because if you got too realistic, that's where you'd be.
It is.
Yeah. DCS is great because of jail. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lucas says, I want to hear the aviation news out of their mouths. I've got a banner for that, don't I? I guess they got rid of it, Douglas. What happened to it? Oh, there it is.
I would have never gotten rid of that banner. I wrote that banner.
This ain't the news or nothing. It's on the back of my shirt too, which is available on our website.
That's right. Wags, it's it's one of my more famous.
Yeah, Gonky is our shirt generator. Just buy stuff he says. We need a spicy cheese shirt.
Spicy cheese.
The chat wanted you to explain the spicy cheese joke.
Yeah, well, maybe the chat needs to watch the show more.
That's it. Right? You'll get the inside jokes if you come to the show every time.
It's inside for a reason. Inside joke, outside laugh. Danny, he must have just picked up late. Yes, right? Yes. We will get the Cobra eventually. Wags, will we get your version?
I feel very confident at some point. It's not in work right now. Please, don't read into that. I think someday we'll do a whiskey, just not right now. Because again, sorry to repeat myself. We first need to finish up the Apache, the Chinook, and unnamed other aircraft, which is not going to be an Airwolf. And then
I'm going to start commenting on your videos, Wags.
Wags is driving engagement like crazy
and also,
right now.
I'd really like to see an updated Huey cockpit at some point too. That's starting to be a little long in the tooth. And actually the MI8, come to think of it as well. So there's a lot of helicopter work to do.
So I need to do this to answer a question from the chat.
Yeah, well, you're the one who wanted to get rid of it.
Well, now I need to put it back, but I'm going to take it away again.
Who is Wags? Somebody's asking that?
Yeah.
Or who am I? Who are we?
They want to
John
know who
says
Wags was.
They only feed off of self-righteous rhetorical argument. For trolls, even plain old reason doesn't stand a chance. Dr. Phil, only those who truly know you matter. Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Luke says, hey, great show. Hope you all are well. Just tuning in. Just put my deal in to upgrade to captain on the 175. Wish me luck. Still got to hold up my hands to tell left and right sometimes. Hell yeah.
Perfect.
Luke, congratulations. Be careful around those B-52s, though.
Yeah.
They'll get
head on a swivel.
Yeah. Crazy Pete says, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words leave scars forever.
Yeah, like move or bully me about Airwolf now.
That's right.
Well, you earned that one, actually. So Irene says, as a kid, I was bullied a lot and it affected me wanting to go to school. As an adult, becoming a firefighter EMT, I learned to be a strong person of my own. Many other firefighter EMTs have tried it. Didn't work. Yep.
Yeah.
Brian says, don't read the comments. Don't feed the trolls. Am I not? So I just read his... Now we're in an infinite loop.
You just read his comment, dude.
And but did I feed the troll?
I don't know.
John says,
I know, at least for me, I really try to answer as many questions as I can.
Right.
And to do that, I have to read the questions.
Yep.
dude, there's no winning unless you got like a Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
You need a Pepper Potts to do that for you.
That'd be nice. Or an AI.
I need a Pepper
Or an
Potts.
AI, yeah.
No, just a real Pepper Potts.
Okay.
We're going to do that.
So
Gonky, put it in the budget.
We'll use a company credit card, dude.
IRS, I hope you're not watching.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a show. We did it.
Yeah. Wags, dude, thanks for coming on, dude. It's been too long. We'll have to have you back.
Yeah. There's definitely some more stuff we can talk about. And, I know there's a fair amount of questions about DCS that weren't super chats that maybe we can go over next time too.
Well, is there anyone you want to go over before we're done?
Oh boy.
What about this one? Eurofighter and DCS win. Wag, save us, please. That's been announced for a long time.
Yeah, so that's been done by third party Heapler, really great third party who did the F4 and the F14 and the Biggin. So as a rule, I don't speak on behalf of third parties for multiple reasons. So you have to talk to Heapler about that. I'm afraid. Sorry.
Yeah,
they did a good job with the Tomcat.
They did a really great job. And I'm not sure if you had a chance to fly the Phantom.
Nope, never did.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Never did the Phantom.
Yep.
We need to. No, we need to do F4 versus Colonel Toon.
Oh yeah. Actually, we have another third party who's working on a MiG-17, so you could actually create that scenario.
I'm gonna fly the roller better than the actual. You're smoked.
We're just gonna do historical scenes, but
Gonky, you're supposed to lose. Oh, okay.
No, dude, don't even joke about that. No. Wags, we appreciate your service.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
Great having you on.
Appreciate you staying the whole time too.
It's all good.
Don't do that. That's great.
I always enjoy these.
Good night to the people at home. We'll see you next week. Bye.
See you guys next week.
Later.